You can't change things. Now, how you teach is different. Yes, that's right. So we give an individual opportunity to devotees to say you have your own teams and you can preach. But generally speaking, how we do is very important. I have been always told since time immemorial, why don't you do this way? Why don't you change that way? By these new people who join us, And I tell them, do you say this to your education institution? When you join some education institution, this is how you must teach. You know, Mr. BCom degree people, this is how you teach BCom. This is how you teach your IIM. No, you learn, you follow the process. That's how it is here. This is an education institution, study group, nothing more than that. Yeah, this is very important. It is extremely important, and you must understand this in this simple way. Let us not complicate things any further. There is no need for complications. Okay, this is our parampara. Parampara is not that difficult. Guru is not that difficult. You understand this point? A person who teaches us Krishna consciousness is our guru. Full stop. That's it. That's it. So all of you who learn from say Avinash Krishna Prabhu or from Sridhar Prabhu or from say Sanjeev Prabhu, then who are they? It's simple. They have learned as long as they teach, as long as they teach what we have taught them in the parampara, they are in the parampara. The mercy of Guru Maharaj is flowing. Maharaj instructed us to preach in a particular way. That's what we did. So they learned, so they are doing. That's it. Full stop. And by Siksha, the line is by Siksha. This is how it is. Simple. By Bhagavad Vidhi. Okay? So this is to be very clearly understood. I want you to understand this point very clearly. Although I may say they are counselors or they are this, that's right. We may not, out of humility, say much. But instead of having a voting in somebody choosing a guru by votes and all those things, this is complete not acceptable. Rather, person who has worked hard, day and night, who's working hard, thinking about your benefit, your spiritual benefit, is he not better? You tell me. Person who puts his own money, own wealth, own time, own energy in teaching, learning, as the person is also learning. They may not be perfect, but they're also learning. And whatever they're learning, they're teaching. So this is a parampara. Be very clear about this. No ambiguity. But still, if you feel like, no, I want somebody else to be guru, please, you're most welcome. No love lost. You can please do so. Very simple. You understand this point? No complications. Yeah? Going back to Godhead is a very simple process. I'm not saying it's an easy process. I did not say use the word easy. I'm saying it's a simple process. Yeah? Because it is simple, it is universally taught to people. Nobody can say you can do this only if you follow this way, only if you have to have this, only have to pass exam, only if you join this organization, that organization. That is where we are studying this in the last, so many weeks. You cannot say only if you join this particular religion or this particular, temple or this particular organization you can go. No. Teachings are like this. So Bhagavatam has been taught since eternity. Yeah. Bhagavad Gita has been taught for 5,000 years, and before that, 40 million years ago, Krishna spoke to Sun God. So it's going on, it's eternal, nothing new. Nothing is new. Yeah, this is how it is. Very simple. Do not complicate things. Okay. All right. Now let us start with the realizations, please. We will be very keen to hear from all of you, and uh, uh, please keep it to what you have learned on Sunday classes. And if at all there is any personal realization, it's an end with it. We are very happy to hear that. Very keen. Chalo, Jai. Shila Gurudev ki Jai. Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Who'd like to go first? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Ambrish Prabhuji. Thank you, Purnamada Devidasi Mataji. And thank you, Krishna Samarpan Krishnadas Prabhu, for giving us an opportunity to give our realization.
Jay, please put me in the thing, please. His face should be there on the screen, not mine.
Hare Krishna. Should I
Yes,
continue?
Prabhuji, we just have to put your face on the screen. Just hold on, please. Krishnadas, can you please help out? Thank you. Just hold for a second, please. I'm sorry. Can you speak, Prabhuji, now?
Yes.
Here
Yeah.
you are.
Hare
Now on
Krishna.
the screen. Thank you.
Yeah. Hare
Krishnadas,
Krishna.
thank you very much. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to give our realization in this wonderful uh, conducted class. So my realization would be, Amrish Prabhu's, yes, your class, that was, I think, a couple of months before, symptoms of sadhu in teaching of Lord Kapila. So the translation, such a sadhu engages in staunch devotional service to the Lord without deviation. For the sake of the Lord, he renounces all other connections such as a family, relationship, friendly, and acquaintance with the world. So it was very elaborated lecture, and devotees also participated and they give their realization as well. A person in renounce order of life actually is a sannyasi. He's also called a sadhu because he renounces everything: his home, his comfort, his family, his friends, and everything. And that's just because of the sake of his uh, supreme personality of Godhead. So, but that renunciation will be only successful only when you utilize your energy, utilize your time for for the service of the Lord Krishna and with a great austerity. Amrish Bhai has given very nice example about the Maharaj, because when Maharaj took sannyas, actually Maharaj's plate was full, and when he was in Dwarka, uh, I mean, noticed that some of the sannyasis with are wearing sannyas dress and all, and they were listening to the radios news, and they wanted to keep in touch with the world. So they are not sannyasis. Sannyasis should be detached from everything, family, friends, and material world. Sannyasis should be only attached to Krishna. There was also one in the purport, I read that when Srila Prabhupada says that when the sannyasi gives up all this obligation for the service of the Lord, he is not punished. But if for the sense of gratification a person renounces this obligation, he is punished by the law of nature. And I think that was very elaborately explained by Amrish Prabhuji on that particular day in the class. Uh, Amrish Prabhu said that the Krishna consciousness actually is the transcendental, but he, I mean, uh, does it after sannyas, like for the sense gratification, getting praising, like if he's happy that if someone is praising, having a luxurious life, palatable food, like wealth. If these things, if sannyasi expects, then he's not a sannyasi, and then he will be punished by the law of nature. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that too much luxury is not good. Luxury in clothing, luxury in eating, or even palatable food is not good for sannyasi, or not not good for even the pure devotees. So also Amrish will, I think, explain about that. One should be Chakshu Bhagavatam. So what is that means? It's like, one should be really see that. I mean, open his eyes and see whatever happening and be in a parampara system. That's what Amrish will just like in the beginning of the class. He says that as long as you are in the parampara, as long as you are in honest with your what you are doing it for the Krishna consciousness for self, then you are in right place. There's no need to go even in the temple. I mean, yes, you can go to the temple, you can have, but some people like they criticize. Okay, he's coming. How serious he is? How where he was going, where he's going, what from which group he's learning. If that happens, then then again let them criticize it. But Amrish Prabhu, I think, explained that very nicely that you should make your home temple, and that's what we are doing it. And he's been teaching us from for so many years that one should make our home like a temple, do early morning puja, cook for the Krishna, offer it bhoga, and then you distribute. Either you eat it or even you distribute it. Even that also we do it in our Navanta program. We do the distribution of the prasadam. But also Amrish mentioned that he like um, if you cook like 4 5 people, but if even if you take one prasadam and distribute to someone, that's also a very nice. And uh, actually, especially in Saturday Sunday, when I go out and our newly in a in a chowk that we call there's a signal there. A lot of people they come there and they ask for the money, dollar, $2. Before I used to give it, but I think since Amrishu mentioned that, so what I do, I keep it some bananas in my car, and it have every Saturday Sunday it happens. Even my son knows that he's keeping off for someone else. Yeah, so I give them, and they happy. And next time, one guy he sees me like in a couple of times. He said, "Oh, your banana is very nice. Thank you." So yeah, I mean that's in a way like in a small service, not a big service, but still that's what Amrishu always advises, and we are following it, and that's what we should do it. Uh, also, when we sacrifice, I mean, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that we can sacrifice our life, wealth, and intelligence. And this is called yajna. But Krishna is yajna purush. Krishna is a yajna purush. That also very nicely, Amrishu explained that. What is yajna? I mean, if you read books, if you chant sincerely, listen to Srila Prabhupada's lecture, listen to Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and then nothing. I mean, that's a yajna. Even if you buy a house or if you buy anything, you don't need to make big yajna or havan or anything. Just chant Hare Krishna. That's what we are doing it, and I'm doing as well. Chanting, yes, and also um, like last this Wednesday's program when I was giving my realization and I mentioned about the association. I've been in this Namata program for last I think more than 10 years, and then I was explaining that because of association of the Namata and the senior devotees, I got a lot of I learned a lot of things from devotees, everyone like in Amrish Prabhu, his family, and all the senior devotees. But yeah, I mean, yes, that is it. But later on, Amrish Prabhu very nicely explained that. Yes, that is also association. But Amrish Prabhu very nicely mentioned about that um, with the lips of pure devotee, if you listen to the lips of pure devotee, what is that means? I mean, I was first time I heard. I mean, we used to read and everything, but that he has given an example about the Goswamis and Maharaj. All the six Goswamis when they were in Vrindavan jungle. So what association they were getting? It's true. They were having no association. But what they were doing, they were only chanting and reading, and that's it. Even Guru Maharaj, he whenever he's alone, he will close the door and he'll quietly he read the Bhagavatam. But actually, I never thought in that line. Yes, this is also association. But yes, I mean, when I seriously thought that, yes, when you read Srila Prabhupada's book, listen to Srila Prabhupada's lecture, and that is really pure association. You don't need to go to any temple or don't need to go to any other people. Just like make home as a temple, listen, and that's you are getting association, and that's what I got that association. I'm getting it now, and so thank you, Amrish Babu, for pointing out that. I mean, I was doing that, but it wasn't that. Yeah. So even um, also Amrish Babu given a very nice example about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was in Varanasi, Banaras. So he used to dance and singing, always chant and singing chant. But people used to criticize Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he never used to get upset. And then he said, "Yeah, I mean, my Guru Maharaj told me to do this. I'm not intelligent. See how such a big Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. He said that I'm not intelligent. So who are we? Actually, we should also think in that line. Don't worry about others, what others are thinking. All glories to them. That's what Amrish Prabhu always says. All glories to them. So let them do whatever they want. You do whatever you want. So that's what I'm focusing on my chanting. And chanting is, yes, I mean, many times with Amrish Prabhu, I mentioned that the chanting it really reveals what actually reveals. I mean, the only I can explain, I mean, it's very difficult to explain unless one experience it. The chanting really gives you. I mean, sometimes I feel like I can't even a minute I can't think of without chanting. Continuously I chant. I got two three different modes for listening and chanting. So I tried, and that helped me. The problem comes, everything comes in our life, but that doesn't stay. I mean, I never had any issues or having any problem with materialist thing. And even if it comes, I don't really care. Like Amrishwar always says, any problem comes, chant, chant, chant. And before, many years before, I used to think, "And how come chant will help me?" But now I realize that yes, chant will help not only me, my family, and my specifically my family, close families. It's definitely helps, and I got experience. I share some experience with Amrish Babu as well. So what we understand that the sadhu is an association, is a representative of Krishna. So even uh, Lord Shiva says that he to whom is the I mean we should our best who is the best devotee worship to Lord Vishnu is the best devotee is um the who's, the Vaishnava who is the best devotee who worship the Lord Krishna. So we with this yeah mm, so we should work for always Krishna and whatever we are working for job money making money. So one should always use that everything for the service of the Krishna. Work for Krishna. I mean that's what we understand that when we selflessly when you work or sincerely when you associate with the devotees and listen the message carefully, then everything will fall in place. You don't need to go or do anything. Also, I think Abrishu mentioned about what Maharaj said that and Srila Prabhupada also used to mention that sadhus should stay in the city to distribute the knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So, I mean, one can, like, always Amrish also said, you can be a sadhu. Yes, we can be a sadhu. I can be a sadhu, provided I follow the process, be in the parampara, and be honest what you are doing it. That will definitely follow. I mean, will success, and it's not in I want the success, but I won't. I mean, don't mix devotion with any desire or anything. Association, as I mentioned earlier also. So our best association is with the devotees, and who, I mean, and also one should not, like, think about others, whether they are doing good thing or bad thing. One should always see Krishna everywhere, anywhere. Any person sees any nature, if you see, that's all Krishna's nature. Whatever you see, that's all belongs to Krishna. If that comes in your mind, then I think you are in the right path, right parampara, and right guidance. So this is my realization. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Sopan Prabhu. That is very nice realization. Always, as you mentioned about the prasadam, that you distribute this banana. It's very nice. It's very best. Don't
Yeah.
think it is something which is less. Devotee touch is important.
Yeah.
Krishna's mercy is going like this.
Yeah.
So the whole parampara is with you for any prasad distribution, any knowledge distribution. You are not alone. So that's very nice. All the best with it.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. So devotee touch is very important, very auspicious for all these ordinary people and for us also. Same way. We also require devotee touch in our lives. Make it auspicious. Also, sannyasi is not only, as you correctly mentioned, another point which I was mentioning, and Prabhupada says this, is that sannyasi is not just a change of dress, sannyas order. Everybody of us should be sannyasi. We can be family members. You are on the vanaprastha stage, wife is not there, you're older. So you can be sannyasi too. A person can be sannyasi even as a husband. Prabhupada says this that if a man has a very beautiful wife, but he does not use the wife for sexual enjoyment only, you know, then he is sannyasi too. He doesn't get attracted by this. He's better sannyasi than a renunciate who has changed the dress but is not attracted to women. Similarly, so sannyasi means all this. We all have to become sannyasi. And we are sannyasi to some extent, all of us. So don't think now in Kali Yuga, with change of dress, we give a lot of respect, which is very nice. But acharan is very important. We have seen very dangerous situations. So we all should be a sannyasi. Why do you want somebody else to be sannyasi? Correct. Why can't we be sannyasi? Yeah, simple. Is it not so? Yeah. So you are sannyasi. Somebody else is very good. You are also sannyasi. Why not? You are sannyasi. Very nice. I'm trying to become as well. Bless me. We are all sannyasis. So this is like this. Brahmachari, youngsters can be sannyasi too. So, but that doesn't mean that they should not be. They have to get married also. Those who are in the grahastha, maintain the family. But biggest devotees of Krishna are those who are from the grahastha life. Where Arjuna was sannyasi, he wanted to take sannyas. Yeah, correct. He wanted to give up the fighting and say, "I'll take sannyas." Oh, Krishna says, "Mad or what? How can you take sannyas? You are a fighter, man. You cannot go and take sannyas in the forest. You must fight and fight for me. There is sannyas." This is only Prabhupada teaches this. Yeah, very nice. Now this brings me to one final request. It's very nice of you, Sopan Prabhu, and all of you also, that you glorify me because I'm the person who's speaking. I'm just speaking, nothing else. That's why you say, I say, which is very nice. Thank you very much. But please, it's a little awkward. Just Prabhupada says it, so you must just say Prabhupada. Yeah, once you take my name, I understand. I understand out of love and affection, you do so with respect, and I accept it with all humility. But I'll become very egoistic. So
Okay,
for
Prabhuji.
my sake, for my benefit, I'm a very weak person. I'm a nobody. Just say once I said it and that's it. And then Prabhupada or Guru Maharaj saying it. Parampara is there. Of course, we are all Shiksha Gurus from there. All of you are Shiksha Guru. You are also Shiksha Guru to your family. And one last point, the chanting which you are experiencing the benefit for your own self. You said your immediate family. That is correct. It benefits even your generations of past 21 generations before and 21 generations after you. Those who have departed, it benefits them. Those who are yet to come, it benefits them. Those who are with you and were with you, it benefits everybody to that extent. And even every person who has supported you will get that much benefit from this. So this should be our mood.
Yeah.
When we're chanting for our benefit. And Krishna will benefit everybody. We may not be that qualified that all these things are happening. But Krishna is ultimately the judge. That's it. We are surrendering to Krishna, he decides. That's it. That is our main focus. We require certificate only from Krishna. You don't require certificate from Ambarish. Who is Ambarish? He is useless, man. Forget about it. Krishna certificate is valuable. So that is how parampara is there. Prabhupada's, everything is by Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai, in the mode of Mahavishnu Gosai Maharaj, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Wonderful.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, who would like to go next now? Please.
Hare Krishna, can I go now? Yeah. So, thank you, Amrish Prabhu. His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Her Grace Punya Pagna Devi Rasi Mataji, His Grace Krishna Samartha Krishna Prabhu, and to all devotees who are very patiently listening, attending classes. Believe me, it's the hardest job we do. Like Amrish Prabhu said, it's a tapasya. And because we have seen so many people coming and going, not being able to even attend those classes, read those posts, it's hard. So thank you for being able to attend and then listen to us. So when I was preparing this about this realization, and it's kind of thing when we were all studying the book Perfection of Knowledge, and sorry, King of Knowledge. So in the King of Knowledge, and then when we're reading teachings by Lord Kapila, there is a chapter which talks about, we study very nicely, is perfect knowledge through surrender. So there's a lot of common points, a lot of common discussions which come between devotees to attend that class and on this class also. And that's why I thought that today we should not have a parent class. They should also get a feel of the class which we conduct, where everybody is sharing their realization, what they have learned over a period of time. And it's very nice of them that they actually joined the class. One of them probably could not join because they are traveling. But devotees have decided to say, you must see that how your children are actually understand this knowledge and how they're implementing. So they're here, Prabhu, hopefully. And obviously, we do in Hindi, but they understand English. I understand. They understand English. So they're here. And we talk about perfect knowledge through surrender. So this surrender word is very critical. Surrender is, I think, badly misunderstood. We are having discussion yesterday in our class also, surrender. So everybody was going a different opinion, no? But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the perfect knowledge, because we're here to gain knowledge. And the knowledge is also where Mother Devahuti asking same question to Lord Kapil. That he's like this. I'll read from that book. On hearing the statement of the Lord, Devahuti inquired, what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the service of your lotus feet? So what kind of devotional service is worth developing? That's what we are trying to do. All of us. This is why we are here. This is what we try to practice. And same question is discussed in Bhagavatam and answered by none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Kapil. And then practicing to help me easily. It should be a process which should become a habit, so it becomes easy. Oh man, I have to do 16 down. It's so hard. I remember Sopan Prabhu. I've seen him for a long time. Now when he said that, I keep chanting. I said, okay. So that's the taste we develop. Its process is very simple, and we are all doing the same thing. So no rocket science here. So that same question is being discussed here. And so that immediately attain the service of lotus feet. So when I look back on myself, I spoke about Sopan, and when I look back, I remember when I was asked to give the class in temple here in Auckland, ISKCON Auckland, and Amrish Prabhu was with me on the phone for 45 minutes. And I was very nervous. And I remained nervous for a long time. So thank you, Amrish Prabhu. You have been so very patient throughout the journey. And it's not only that incident, there are many such incidents where he has given a very, very personal attention. And so that we can, similar attention we try to give, we try to understand so that this perfect knowledge can be understood. What is the perfection? Perfection is purity. Purity means how well we know Krishna through the process. It's very simple, but somehow we miss that process and we complicate things. And I remember Maharaj would always say, the person who reads doesn't understand, person who preach understands. Because when you preach, then you understand that why that person whom you are preaching is not understanding. And then you try different things and then you start thinking. So that's why when preaching means it's self-development, it's not for anybody else. So all those big concepts are so nicely covered in the classes. And that's why I said I'm not going to miss it. So very nicely they all agreed to join this discussion so that I can also listen to these devotees who are actually attending many classes. In fact, Amrish Prabhu, I spoken to them that I should stop my classes because you are doing the classes. We are discussing the same topic. And because of my inability and capacity to understand, I may actually not give a correct information or I may give a wrong impression. So I've told them we should stop the classes, or I should only focus on the new devotees. Because you don't have to preach much, no? You just talk something here and there, and that's what you're doing. So but devotees have done it, but that's a big question in my mind, that when devotees actually progress, how do I preach them? So that's a different discussion we can have, but that's a realization I'm having probably nowadays. And that because we are discussing same points again and again, and the way you teach and the way these classes are conducted is probably more systematic, better, very formal. So yeah, that's probably we'll discuss it later on. That's one realization which I got last couple of weeks actually. And then in the same chapter, we discussed about the absolute truth. Not chapter, in the even discussion. We had long discussion on this, what do you call it, absolute truth. And same question has been asked by Mother Devavati in the, but maybe that was a different context, but I probably quickly read that translation. And my dear son, Kapila, after all, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. So this absolute realization of absolute truth is transcendental bliss. So there is a chapter in Science of Self, SSR, Truth and Beauty. Truth is always beautiful by default. We all attracted to truth. And here again, this concept of truthfulness, truthfulness is so powerful. And when we study that book, SSR, it seems like very simple book. It's a basic book, but it's full of Bhagavatam. Same concept being discussed here. Prabhupada giving simplistic examples so that people like me can understand and realize and practice. Now, the third realization which I have got is about practicing this Krishna consciousness. So that is the hardest part, because we all understand philosophy. I think so. We all good in reading all those things, and we can talk philosophy. But when the question comes to practicing, I falter, and that's where when we discover about that we should be able to remember Krishna 24/7. That's our challenge. Correct? That discussion we are having, that we remember Krishna 24/7. So that practicing is hardest. And what I have understood, and probably I may be wrong, that we learn practicing by role modeling. when we see someone practicing, believe me, when I've seen Purnipagna Devi Dasi Mataji cooking prasadam, when I go for my job, yeah, and I'll go Wednesday as if I'm the boss, and she will come from the work and cook, and then I'll see Amrish Pur doing the job and come and do the classes. Those things have impacted much more than what's happening now. It's very, very in comfort zone, sitting at home, listening, and yeah. So role modeling is so important so that people can actually practice those things. People, and that's probably when that's why personal association is very important. Even the personal association is very temporary. When we meet for a few hours and then we go away. We talk few things here and then we go away. So that role modeling again with the youth and those parents whom I conduct classes and talk, that's role modeling is the point which I keep thinking that how we can do it. It's very nicely, it's Maharaj's purity which is powerful. That's why so many programs are happening in Nagpur. Devotees are actually want to do more programs, but we want to do less program, but qualitatively better program. No point doing a lot of program, doing a good program. And so that everybody can understand, everybody can learn. And so that's what probably this is my lesson for the people. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Avinash Shabu. You're doing very nice service, very nice preaching. You can see that, So don't think about stopping anything. Keep
Nothing nice,
increasing,
nothing nice. It's repetition.
keep increasing. That we can see, whatever. That is the best parampara. And the last point you said, about quality. I remember one incident where Prabhupada have written this point. If I get a chance, I will share it also. At some point in time, after all this international preaching, Prabhupada said, now enough of preaching, because so many devotees took sannyas and they fell down, and so many problems were happening, not able to maintain the standards and all that. So Srila Prabhupada said that we don't want to preach anymore now. Prabhupada said that. This is called, I think I'll share, I've got it written out somewhere, I made a note of this. Prabhupada said that now is the time to boil the milk. We are from India, so we understand kheer, correct? Kheer, that is made out of boiling of the milk. You heat it and boil it for a long time, it becomes thick and very tasty. Correct? So Prabhupada said that we are milk now. Now enough of this. We have done enough of preaching. Now stop all this preaching. We must now heat the milk and boil it and make it into thick, nice. So this thought is nothing wrong with it, at the same time. Yeah. It's that we should be very focused upon our own sadhana. And at the same time, we must preach also, but be mindful of one thing. You are very correct in this. And our way is what I learned from one of a Christian preacher, He's my friend here in New Zealand. He said that we have in our gospel, they do not teach the gospel. You live gospel, so people are attracted by your actions. So same thing, Bhagavatam, as you correctly said now also, that if we implement Krishna consciousness in our lives, then people will say, this is very nice, man. This is very good. I also want to be like this. Yeah. But there is no loss. Money is also there. We are not neglecting money. We are not going after it too much. Our focus is on our own sadhana. Yeah. Our focus is not that what other person is doing is right or wrong. We criticize them. We are interested only in one criticism. This is the mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada's teachings in the mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. That we have only one qualification. We can criticize only one person in this world, and that is our own self. But we are not interested in looking into somebody else. He is doing correctly or not. She is doing correctly or not. He is like this, he is like that. We are not interested. We are interested whether my chanting is proper or not, and criticize myself. Okay, but we quiet about it. We are very internally, we are internalization. Yeah. So at the same time, we are preaching to outsiders, making devotees, and at the same time, we are internalizing. It's a very delicate process, which somehow we want to, correct. We want to, you know, have the right balance, boiling the milk, at the same time, adding more milk also. So it's a delicate process with it. And I was thinking about that. I'm thinking like this now. So the beginners, our beginners level general class is giving a lot of knowledge to everybody. Bhagavatam knowledge also. Beginners class also gives a lot of knowledge. Bhagavatam is in Science of Realization, all books also. So I was thinking that our intermediate level group onwards should only for people who are really interested in changing their lives and becoming preachers. Technically, that is what it is. Is it not so? Otherwise, people can remain where they are and they're growing perfectly all right. It should not happen that, oh, no. But anybody who's interested in this part, the preaching, how to do preaching, then the whole training begins separately, with all this about all the tattvas and gurus and all this. But knowledge is given to them, no problem. But we want everybody to be in preaching business. So we have seen the benefit of it. Yeah, life is very short. We don't know when we can finish. So I'm thinking like this very quietly. I've not made up my mind, but I'm moving towards this. What do you guys think? What is the opinion? What do you all think? Just
Yeah,
first thought.
I've seen you doing this, Prabhu. Right? It process is working, Prabhu. And preaching is, as you said, it's not for everyone, but it's not important that everybody should preach. Yeah. And again, definition of preaching is, as you said, even cooking for a program is preaching. Even putting those mats is preaching. You go and when you talk to a family member is preaching. And that's what devotees have picked up. They are preaching in their own way. Like Pradyumna Prabhu is having a program with his family, with his dad on Fridays. And devotees have their programs. They're actually all engaged in preaching. So I agree with you, Prabhu. Preaching, that skill set has to be given. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. And about that, everything is preaching. Like, it is not my saying. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's saying, there's a nice kirtan, nice bhajan, where he says that um, these programs are going on, and he's saying that my job in the program is I'm a sweeper. I sweep, I clean up, I clean things. That is my job. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, sweeping. It's a very nice bhajan, very nice kirtan he sings. And he says that therefore my chance is first for the mercy from all the Vaishnavas. This is what he says. So yes, I mean, otherwise what will happen is this: people may misunderstand to say intermediate level is what it is. Where training preachers is a big thing. Even this is also a big thing. Everything is devotees making devotees are auspicious. Anything devotee touch is Krishna's touch, whole parampara touch. So very nice. Okay, all the best. Very nice, very nice. More. Who let to go next? Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Devotees. Thank you very much, Savan Prabhu. Thank you very much, Arinash Prabhu, for your very nice realizations. So today's a nice opportunity for us to share our realizations on what we've learned over the last few weeks, last few months. There's been a lot of topics that have been discussed, and a lot of very nice points that have also been discussed. I wanted to refer, I've made some notes on my computer as well that I'll refer to, but I wanted to refer to the discussion that we had just a couple of weeks ago, where whether Krishna consciousness is a religion or is an individual's search for the supreme absolute truth. So as was mentioned in the class, in the discourse, that in religion we're promised some sort of outcome or a end reward. In fact, in some instances, you're also promised some form of gratification. In the end, follow us and you'll go to heaven, or you'll enjoy in Jannat, or whatever it is, not necessarily, and even any form of enjoyment, any form of a reward. But for Krishna consciousness, it's a complete self-realization process. There's no outcome. There's no promise of an out. We do not promise an outcome, but we provide the resources. We provide the tools for self-realization, and to develop the devotional service. These are what is provided to us, but there's no promise that this is the level that you will get at. And we referred to the verse of Bhagavad Gita chapter 18 verse 63, where Lord Krishna says, iti te gnanam akyatam guyat guyataram maya vimershyatad asheshena yatechasi tatha kuru. Thus, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus I have explained to you knowledge, still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully, and then do what you wish to do. So here we learn that only when Arjuna presented himself as a disciple to Lord Krishna, that's when Lord Krishna explained the Bhagavad Gita and the transcendental knowledge to Arjuna. And once Lord Krishna explained how Lord Krishna is the cause of all causes, once Lord Krishna explains the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, then at the very end he tells Arjuna that now you do what you want, now you decide what you want to do. And that's the ultimate example. So that's a point that was referred to in our class that I really took on. And for us, this process of self-realization is where we become purified. And we mentioned and we referred to previous classes on the teachings of Lord Kapila, which is an ongoing class an ongoing series where we're discussing the different chapters in the book. That Mother Devahuti had a genuine distaste for the material world, and that's why she desired transcendental knowledge. So in chapter 6 of the teachings of Lord Kapila, Mother Devahuti says in the translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Devahuti says that I'm very sick of the disturbance caused by my material senses. For because of this sense disturbance, my Lord, I have fallen into the abyss of ignorance. And we spent a lot of time, thinking about this, that Mother Devahuti came or desired this knowledge because she had a genuine distaste. And she was sick of the disturbances, caused by her material senses. And, was this the reason why we joined, Srila Prabhupada's movement? But ultimately, this is our aim, and this is why we require spiritual teachers, why we require the guidance, and why we require authorities and gurus, not necessarily Diksha gurus, but Shiksha gurus. There's so many, that we can learn from, and they're to bring us to this level. Simply by reading Srila Prabhupada's books, we can begin to understand where we want to go. And so I need to feel this, distaste for the material activities that at the moment give me happiness. And so the correct association is very important to help on this journey. I just also want to refer to the chapter 12 of the teachings of Lord Kapila. I was finding out as I was writing my realization that actually everything is very connected. All the topics that we've discussed are quite interconnected with each other. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport of chapter 12 of the teachings of Lord Kapila, which is association with the Supreme Lord through hearing. So Srila Prabhupada says that in all scriptures, people are encouraged to act in a pious way so that they enjoy sense gratification, not only in this life, but also in the next. For example, one is promised promotion to the heavenly kingdom of higher planets by pious fruitive activities. So this is very similar to what we were discussing. about the promise that's given, that, you follow this, you perform X, Y, Z, and this is what, you'll get. This is what you'll be promised. This is your reward, But Srila Prabhupada says that a devotee in the association of other devotees prefers to contemplate the activities of the Lord. How the Lord creates the universe, how the Lord maintains the universe, how the creation is destroyed, and meditates on the activities of the Lord. And there's so many literatures, transcendental scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as well as the Brahma Samhita, which we've also referred to, that describe these activities in a thorough and devotional way. And so, from hearing this and from listening to these activities, Srila Prabhupada says that this results in a distaste for the happiness that we get in this world. And so this is this is where we want. This is the level that we want to reach. It's not about reaching the heavenly planets or going on to other planets, but we want this distaste. And so the devotee, as was mentioned in the classes, what the devotee wants is to serve the Lord, in personal association, not, and does not want anything in return. So in this way, they're no longer attracted to any happiness, temporary happiness in the material world. And so I was thinking that this is what separates us as followers of the Brahma Madhva Gauriya Vaishnava Sampradaya, that was formed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu under the guidance of Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada and His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, that what Srila Prabhupada is teaching is that our ultimate happiness is to serve Lord Krishna, to satisfy Lord Krishna. So devotees don't want anything in return. This is a point that we mentioned a lot, that was mentioned a lot in our class, in the class of this about religion versus this, the quest for an individual's quest for enlightenment. But this is a complete difference to the Mayavadis or impersonalists, whose goal is to become one with the Brahmajyoti. They have a clear goal, to merge into the Brahmajyoti. But our mood and devotional service is completely different. So I just want to finish by referring to the Path of Perfection chapter, Yoga as Action, which is a chapter we looked at, in which Srila Prabhupada very nicely gives us some references to this mood of devotional service in comparison to, an impersonalist's goal to merge into the effulgence of the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself in the Shikshastika, in the 4th verse, says that, oh mighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire a beautiful woman, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want you causeless devotional service, birth after birth. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is, telling us what we, or what I should be endeavoring for. And we also discussed where Lord Nrsingadev and Prahlad Maharaj in that pastime, where Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Nrsingadev was very happy with Prahlad Maharaj and says that you've suffered so much for me. Whatever you want, please ask and I will give it to you. But then Prahlad Maharaj says that I don't want to enter into a mercantile business with you. I have no desire for, any remuneration or any, reward, so to speak. But this is the pure devotional attitude. And my mother always likes to bring up, the example of Prahlad Maharaj, because Prahlad Maharaj, is decided to liberate even the lowest of the low of living entities, and that's that is the devotional attitude that I should try and imbibe. And it's up to me to develop this devotional attitude, and there shouldn't be any expectation, as we studied, that the devotees don't want anything in return. So there shouldn't be any expectation. And Srila Gurudev, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, says that, if you expect, then you won't be satisfied. And also, if you expect, then you're not seeing the will of Lord Krishna. And I used to apply this to material activities, but also it should be applied to spiritual activities. That we ultimately just want to love Lord Krishna and serve Lord Krishna. We don't want any return. Wherever Lord Krishna is, that's where we want to be. So again, there's no, we don't see a reward or see a carrot dangling that we want to reach. It's a complete self-realization process, and by following the transcendental spiritual authorities that we have, we're already in the sampradaya, as is mentioned by Sopan Prabhu in his realization. That we're already in the sampradaya. We have the resources. Now it's up to us to take these on. Srila Prabhupada has chewed the transcendental literature and given it to us in a very, very amazing manner. So yeah, this is just some of my realizations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So it's very nice realization. These youngsters, very good. We are very happy. Transcendently proud about this situation. Very nice. And you touched upon many points, even with our organized religion. So I was remembering that discussion which that particular sannyasi was giving. Very, very nice. Another point, which is where, say, in organized religion always shows miracles. Have you noticed it? They show miracles. People want to see miracles. So even they commit fraud, even these Christian people, missionaries, many of them, they sort of hear what a person is saying before the person is speaking, start to speak, they can realize what he's going to say. This is your problem, this is what you're doing, this is how it is, and then they are caught out actually. There's a video on this on YouTube where big preacher, his wife was telling him, what is this? Go to this person on the right hand side, this wearing this jumper, and he has this problem. So he goes and says, your problem is this. He said, yes. Oh, they found all this research before that. They caught out. So organized religion, they always look for and show miracles. Chamatkar dikhaiye. Whereas Prabhupada never taught that way. Prabhupada's biggest thing was to change of heart. We are in the business of changing heart, not showing miracles. Of course, there are many miracles Prabhupada also showed, and many devotees also showed. Guru Maharaj also showed this, But that was not important. Don't forget. Miracle is bogus. Don't worry about that. Main thing is Krishna consciousness. Changing of the heart. That's the biggest change. There's the biggest difference between pursuit for the supreme absolute truth and those who are looking only for religion. Miracle. Oh, mujhe miracle. I remember many moons ago here in Auckland, New Zealand, I met a client, and he got to know I'm a spiritual person, all that. He said, oh, well, do you believe in miracles and all that? I said, well, come on, He said, I showed a miracle. One pastor came to me, he was a noble guy, Christian guy, the Westerner. He said, and he said, I'm not a believer. He said, but he touched his hand. He said, touch my hand. So I touched his hand, and there was a current going past. This is a miracle. I said, well, people have got this current in the body. Sometimes they have this. He's showing it a miracle. Not believe in God. He said, I do believe. I asked him. He said, no, I still don't believe. But people look for miracles. But those who are individual, what we do is, what Prabhupada is doing is that we are actually, any person who comes in touch with Krishna consciousness, touches in form of philosophy first. Is it not so? That is how we search for the Supreme Absolute Truth starts. It's a very scientific movement. Then suddenly it becomes very dogmatic religious movement. We don't want to do that. But if you choose, you want to, please, you're free to do so. We don't force anyone. But this is what we want to be very, very particular in, at least in Hare Krishna WECAN. We are just a study group, small study group. We'll have to be focused upon this point. Individuals' quest to search for the supreme absolute truth. परम सत्य को ढूंढना है. That's it. ढूंढ के निकालना है. परम सत्य कृष्णा है तो क्यों कृष्णा है? कहाँ लिखा है? Where is it written that Krishna is supreme absolute truth? Why is supreme absolute truth? क्यों ऐसा लिखा हुआ है? Then we have to implement this instruction in our life. हमें अपने लाइफ में उतारना है उसे कि ऐसा परम सत्य क्यों है कृष्णा. Then we will love Krishna. This is the correct process. That's why Prabhupada always says we are a genuinely scientific movement. Yeah, Prabhupada always says this in all the lectures. We are genuinely scientific movement. So I'm just writing the notes I've written down. So scriptures are very important, and systematic study of the scriptures are very important. So we achieve this success of process through Shastra Chakshu, eyes of scriptures. If we do not study, then what are we going to learn? You see, that's what we're teaching. If you study, we're also studying, you also study, and you find out whether we're teaching correctly or not. Simple as that. And then what happens in this is that the very definition of saints, sadhu, changes. See, for a religious person, thinks a sadhu should be flawless, should be always perfect, and he has come to save us, अवतार लिया है हमें बचाने के लिए, and he cannot deviate. Whereas if you are in the quest for supreme absolute truth, your science, searching for it, then you understand that all the sadhus, saints are there as a source of inspiration to us by living examples, role models. Avinash mentioned that point about role models. Sorry, I don't mean to say I'm a sadhu. I'm just saying this point. Took my example. Please don't. Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj are that way. But we look for sadhus, those who are in science. So we look for role models. So that's how, and they can be flawed. They can be flawless. They can be faulty also at times. So um, and it is very important that how those saints, sadhus, they face obstacles to save their bhakti. That's how we see how did Prahlad Maharaj save himself from his father who was hell-bent on killing him. But if we are a religiously minded person, we think, oh, Prahlad Maharaj, pure devotee of Krishna, and he was saved by Krishna, which is correct. Yeah. But how? Oh, because he was worshipping Krishna. That's right. So we should also do it. That's right. But then it stops for religious one. But a person who's searching for absolute truth will say, okay, Prahlad Maharaj became a pure devotee by listening the instructions of his guru, with learning it from Narad Muni. He gave the instructions, he followed the instructions. Following the instructions is very important. So what are his teachings? And what did he teach, Prahlad Maharaj? So then I will implement his instruction in my life to become like this. So a searcher, you see, is actually looking for live examples to see that how they have done, so I can emulate and follow. You see, understand this point? Whereas a religious person is not interested in philosophy. He says, "Chodo tum." What did he do? Oh, Prabhupada prayed, Hare Guru, it is done, finished. See, nothing else. Yeah. So he does not skip studies. He does not skip any aspect of teaching, of studies. And he does a very detailed study of self-realization. This is very, very important. Second and last very important, there are many points, but a religion and science, they always fight with each other. Is it not so? You don't talk about Krishna consciousness. We challenge science. But generally speaking, religion and science, religion is always very afraid of science to prove us God exists or not. Now see how Prabhupada had challenged science to say, I'll prove to you God exists. And we do so many role modeling, where we are either scientists discussing and having arguments. Prabhupada would do so. Yeah. In scientifically understanding these things. So a person who's searching for the supreme absolute truth, he actively engages with science. Come on, let us discuss in scientific way. God exists or not. But I do not see God. So of course you don't see God, but do you see electricity? Do you see electric current? No, I don't see electric current. But do you see electric bulb, right? Yes. That is how we prove that the soul you cannot see. But a symptom of the soul is in the body. Your body is alive. When the soul leaves the body is gone. Although chemicals are still in the body. This is scientific understanding. All these things have been taught to all of you, correct? In a systematic way, in the very beginning. So we are already teaching you a scientific way of understanding Krishna consciousness. Please do not make it into a dogmatic religion. That's why we say that is you have to go there, only then you become devotee. This is wrong. You can be anywhere, including going there. It's not you should not go there. You can go there, you can go here, you can be here, you can be there, anywhere. Whatever makes you remember Krishna. You see? Now, there are many, many points, but I would like to conclude this particular point because Krishna has mentioned and it intrigued my memory, you know. Many devotees say that Prabhupada said, don't go into politics, do not go into business, do not go into altruism, you know, don't do all this good work, all these things. No, I've got quotes. Prabhupada says, do all these things if that helps you to remember Krishna. This is the point which everybody misses. Main thing is, does it help me to remember Krishna? Yes, I'll do. No, I'll not do it. So this is our individual choice which we have to take every single day. Not that one day you take a choice, once you take a choice in a lifetime, you've taken a choice and it is done. Now you're going back to Godhead. No, no, no. It has to be every single day we have to choose and decide. And we have to, and for deciding, you can take help of your gurus, you know, Siksha gurus and all this, you know, and Diksha gurus if you have any, no problem. No other seniors or scriptures. Most important is that. And then use intelligence. You'll be surprised to know. I'm not going to elaborate this point. In the 11th canto, Krishna and Uddhav Gita, Krishna says, even your intelligence is your guru. You don't require anything else. Yeah? We'll discuss it when the right time is there. All right? When there are 24 gurus been mentioned, he says, intelligence is your guru. Why do you require anything else? You don't require anything else. One own intelligence. Okay? But that is also has got its own limitations. So we'll take it as a overall discussion, not just one point answer. Okay? Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you very much. Please, please give us more. Hare Krishna. Share more.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for organizing the realization program. And thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Krishna's Point Krishna Prabhu. And thank you, other devotees, for their wonderful realization. So in the from the previous classes, there were a lot of points that that was worth contemplating upon and worth a complete realization. However, one thing that I want to pick up from my practical experiences here in the programs, also from my yesterday's class, where we were discussing about seva, where we talk about this Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse 34. I would like to recite this verse. Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnen sevaya upadyakshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. So we were discussing about this verse, and Avinash Krishna Prabhuji mentioned this one word sevaya, and he told us that this word sevaya is very important. And I was meditating on this word yesterday, and I was thinking that in my the last 2-3 weeks, we also had the opportunity to have home program in Shushti Mataji's place and even in Om Prabhu's place. And I was just thinking about this point that when we say bhakti, there are two things. One is our personal sadhana, and the other thing is when we go and do service in home program. In in our personal sadhana, what I felt is in our personal sadhana, I can do as per my timings, as per my convenience, and even service to the Lord can be with my own mood. But when I go to home programs, it is not according to my own whims and fancies. It is not according to my own mood. It is according to the home program and the complete association, the vitamin A that we say. And um, in that uh, program, we particularly when I went to all the program before and after, I've learned a lot of things that I need to even inculcate as an individual. It is not just that I go to the program, I do kirtan. It is all about also personal interaction, how I am doing the seva or the service, how I am interacting with other devotees. Is it what I'm thinking from, like, do I need to do service big to please others so that others may please praise me, or do I want to do service for Lord, or do I really want to do a service which suits me, or do I want to do service according to the situation there? So a lot of things that we understand, we learn tolerance, we learn humility, all this concept that we read in books, we read in our classes, actually comes in practical life or in a pragmatic way when we actually go and do service in home programs and when we meet devotees in association. So this was my entire contemplation when I was doing this. And then very good line that I remember when I was thinking about this is bhakti is culmination of devotional service. This was the point given by Avinash Prabhuji also to me, that bhakti is culmination of devotional service. It means that because Prabhupada has also given bhakti the term devotional service, means you need to do some service, and bhakti is not an idle process when you're sitting atrophy and doing only your thing. It is devotional service that you render. So that was one point that was all about I was contemplating on. And the other point, which also was very intriguing for me, was is Krishna consciousness a search of the supreme absolute truth, and or just a religion? So that was the point where devotees also shared this realization. And I'm because it is not one day process. I'm doing it every day, and it is self-realization, as you say. Every day I'm doing something and I'm getting some realization out of it. So it is a ongoing process. It is not a one day process that in Krishna consciousness I've taken one thing, I've joined WECAN, and my search is over, my quest is over. No, I have to flap my own wings every day. And I have to be individually, independently thoughtful every day. It is not that I will depend on, and without demeaning, without demeaning the parampara system that I am in. I'm not going to demean the parampara system I am in, but I have to be individually thoughtful as well. Am I taking a right decision? Is it? And then I asked this question to Avinash Prabhu also, ki what to do when I'm not able to make correct choices and how to make correct choices. And he answered it in a very one-liner, that go back to basics and think what Prabhupada will do in that situation. You read Prabhupada books, you will get the answers. So because in every situation, because I'm taking decision every day in my life, what to do, what not to do. So in every small thing, I cannot depend on other person to give me answer. Even I get most of my answers in my classes, but when I'm making decisions, there are a lot of times when I have to individually deal with that situation. So I have to be individually thoughtful also in that course of time. So these were the points that I wanted to really share, and I am still learning these points. It is not that it's a realization, but it's an ongoing learning process. I have not learned this yet. I'm still learning. In every home program, I'm learning something. In every day, I'm learning something, and that's why I probably put my 100% confidence on that line, that it's not a religion. It's an ongoing quest of supreme absolute truth, or it's an ongoing process, or the ongoing quest of self-realization, I would say. So that was my realization, Prabhuji, for
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Thank you very much, Mother. Hare Krishna. And remember this way, in a religion, you have to abide, full stop. That's it. Nothing doing. Your individual thinking is not given so much importance. Yeah. Whereas here, if you are searching for absolute truth, the choice is with you. Now, we may be teaching something wrong. That's why from the very first go, anybody comes for the first time in the program, they say, open the book and read the book. So same book which we are reading, we are teaching you to read. Why are we doing this? Because same thing Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj did with me. Come here, sit down, open the book, page number this, verse number this, read this verse. Now close the book. What did you understand? Exactly how I'm saying, Maharaj used to say to me. Read the first line, one paragraph. What did you understand about this one paragraph? Tell me. So when we would be struggling with somebody passed away and I would run to meet Maharaj, sit down. Read, open Prahlad Maharaj instruction this. Read. Okay, now what did you understand by this? So understanding is this, that everybody will be crying there, but you should not cry. In fact, Maharaj told me this way, that you should be very buoyant and jubilant and be very, 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 very powerful. Do not be crying and all those. We don't do such things. Understand? So yes. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's why now Avinash Prabhu, Sita Prabhu, Sanjeev Prabhu, and all of you are learned the same way. Open the book and read the book. Now, what did you understand by this? It's called parampara. What is the difficulty? Now, of course, you may change something. You may have to. Sometimes you may not want to do that. You change the different, but philosophy should be the same. That's it. Yeah. Now, one thing you gave a very nice example of seva. Very good. I would like to just encourage you to know one thing. All this seva is because of whom? The person who taught you. Don't forget that. That is the first seva you must. Yeah. That should not be minimized. Then our thing is different, that okay, I'm doing it for my personal, then program also who's teaching you. So these are done on behalf. Like we have offered it to him, he has offered it to you, you will offer to somebody else. This is called parampara. It goes on further. Very, very important. Do not minimize this. As long as all of us are in the same line, management by objective, same philosophy we are discussing, no change of philosophy. How we teach may change. Like those who are with me for long, they would have seen how we are teaching is very different now. Online also is very different to what we were personally. But the concept is the same. The philosophy is the same. Yeah. I just wanted to share this with you. Is this okay? Does it make sense to you?
Thank you.
Yes. And you are devotee. Devotee touch is there. Follow, chant. If you're chanting 16 rounds minimum, if you're following Ekadashi, if you are following the 4 negative principles, you're already a devotee. In the parampara, you're in the devotee, another philosophy, everything that you do is auspicious. Don't look for some auspiciousness somewhere else. Look for upwards. Who's your higher-ups? You see? And the higher-ups. Very simple. No problem. No cheating. ठीक है, मनमोहन जी बराबर बोल रहे हैं. कुछ चीटिंग है इसमें? कहीं पर ही गलत लगता है आपको? आपका एक्सपीरियंस है आपको इतना सारा लाइफ का, ट्रांसपेरेंट है. लोगों को बोलते हैं आप सोचो, आप डिसाइड करो. हम जो बोलते हैं वो सच नहीं हो सकता है, तो आप सोचिए, आप भी खुद पढ़िए और इम्प्लीमेंट कीजिए. क्या गलत है इसमें? ठीक है ना?
ठीक है.
हाँ. गलत तभी होगा जब हम बोलेंगे नहीं नहीं आपको हमें बोलेंगे वही सुनना पड़ेगा, आपको खुद पढ़ना नहीं है, आपको आप में अक्ल नहीं है, आप नहीं करोगे, वो गलत है। सबके पास भगवान ने अक्ल दी है। यही मुझे महाराज गुरु महाराज कहते थे, गुरु महाराज भगवान ने आपको अक्ल दी है, आप खुद पढ़ो और पढ़ाओ। एक बार मैं कर रहा था ऐसे, किसी और को बुलाकर प्रोग्राम कर रहा था, अरे भाई ये क्यों कर रहे हो, आप खुद पढ़ो और खुद सोचो और खुद रियलाइजेशन दो, उसको बंद कर दो। बंद कर दिया उसको फिर। और ये बहुत दफे बोला है, नहीं यू डू इट, दैट्स व्हाई आई टेल एवरीबॉडी कि कृष्णा हैज इज देयर। What do I say? I use the word. I use the same words, same sentence. I say Krishna is will give the intelligence. Don't worry. You do this way, Krishna will provide the intelligence. This is exactly what Maharaj would tell me. So मैं क्यों कुछ बोलूं? वही बोलूं, बस बात खत्म, फिनिश। हमारा ये मटेरियल वर्ल्ड से जाने का बंदोबस्त हो ही गया है, करने वाले नहीं है, हो गया है बंदोबस्त, फिनिश्ड टू गो बैक टू गॉड है। हमको रहना ही नहीं है यहाँ पर और आना भी नहीं वापस। हम सब मिलेंगे, दिस व्हाट महाराज टोल्ड अस, हम सब मिलने वाले हैं एक दिन, खाली टाइम हमें फर्क, मैं तो जा रहा हूं, हम सब मिलेंगे, खाली समय हमें डिफरेंस देगा, सिंपल। जय शिला गुरुदेव की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। Yes, yes, please, please. Very nice. When I hear devotees realizing, I remember so many things, Please don't mind. It's very wonderful. All the best. Hare Krishna. More, more.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for taking this classes. Thank you, devotees, for giving this wonderful realization. So, regarding my realization, I will start with teachings of Lord Kapila, that we discuss symptoms of sadhu. In this, we discuss that the giver of knowledge should be before, like before you take knowledge. Uh, I mean, the giver who is giving the knowledge should be ready to give you the knowledge. You should be qualified. You should be surrendered. Because as even Bhagavad Gita starts when Arjuna surrenders unto Krishna and as a disciple, then Krishna starts giving the knowledge. So one should be surrendered towards the giver of knowledge. Sadhu is one of the symptoms of sadhu is tolerant. He is merciful and peaceful and abide according to scriptures. So this is very important. As Amrish Prabhuji also said that we are study group. We teach only what is written in scriptures. That's why we read books. Mostly I have seen that people don't do this, don't follow this. In many Bhagavad Saptah happening, they just go on teaching about Krishna and telling stories rather than things we should implement in our life. So this only can be seen in we can. I have only seen it in our classes in Hare Krishna WECAN. We should not mess with devotees. We should not, pure devotees. We shouldn't doubt them. We shouldn't doubt the teachings of pure devotees. We should be intelligently thoughtful, independently thoughtful, but we should not doubt the word. Like, let me test what source of knowledge you have or how much knowledgeable you are as a devotee. Because that, I think this has been the habit of us. Like every time we get knowledge from someone or somewhere, we try to test those knowledge. We try to test the giver of the knowledge. So that shouldn't happen. We should be thoughtful. We should do our own research, but we should not be doubtful of the teachings of pure devotees. A, as a preacher is the one who deals with conditioned souls. So preaching is very important, and I think it is uh, closest you can get to Krishna while preaching, because it not only helps other, but it helps our own self. Because even when I am giving this realization, I need to uh, underline the points of 4 months what we have studied. So that's where the purification starts. That's where the study start. That's what the mood should be. But it shouldn't come only while you are giving realization. It should be a daily quest, as we discussed in the last class. The search for absolute truth should be a daily quest. Our liberation depends on our mentor, but our mentor's liberation don't depend on us. This was one of the point in the classes that hit me, that like our liberation, my liberation depends on my mentors, uh, but their liberation doesn't depend on me. So as much power as I have, I should also give. I should also be thoughtful that they also have their own will. So every time I happens, I not able to attend class, and it's just an excuse, just a minor excuse. But I have seen that Avinash Prabhuji never cancelled a class. Amrish Prabhuji never cancelled a class in last minute. So they are very dedicated towards the classes, whatsoever circumstances might be. So that is one thing I need to understand, that as much power as I hold to, just typing apologies, I am not able to attend class. They also have the same power. They can cancel the class, but they don't do this. Uh, Even Avinash Prabhu said, even if the one person comes for the class, I'll still teach. So that's one thing I took, and that's sadhu symptom. That is what sadhu symptom. One can have sangha even if he is distressed. So even we are, and one should have sangha only most of the time when we are distressed. In material world, we are happy for very little time. Most of the time, it is distressed. It is running here and there. And during that time, the first thing we do is we start ignoring Krishna. Okay, I am distressed. I am having some work. I'll do chanting tomorrow. I'll keep note of it. I'll do 8 rounds today, 8 rounds tomorrow. So that shouldn't happen. That happens mostly with me. But I realized that shouldn't happen. Your chanting, your studying should go on daily, even at the distress time. And if I have seen that if I'm not able to study and I'm distressed, I listen to our classes, and it gives me the answer of whatever distress I'm having. Not only ritualistic yagna is yagna. What we are doing, what we are studying, uh, uh, like during the last home program at my house, I just it was a Satya Narayan Katha in my house, and uh, at morning there was this yagna going on, havan going on, and I remember that everyone was having fast during the Satya Narayan Katha, and then Panditji came and he said that I am having fast, but you can give me a little tea to drink to get energized. So that mood was completely different. And when the devotees came at the evening and we did kirtan, we didn't do very opulent things like teaching or having class. We just read the translation of uh, Radha Madhav kirtan and then did kirtan. And people really liked it more than the havan going on at the morning. they insisted to do more kirtan. So that time I felt that rather than this whole ritualistic thing, even a small kirtan can do that. What I felt, and I have tried doing kirtan, but I'm not so good at singing kirtans. But when Pradyum Prabhuji sang kirtan at my house and all devotees sang, it really energized the mood and really helped. Many of the neighbors asked, they first thought that these are some bhajan mandalis. But when uh, at first when Suchi Mataji gave translation of what we were singing, they knew that okay, these are यानी ये पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं. Now they were thinking that we are bhajan mandali singing kirtan. So that was very, that struck me that in India when someone sing kirtan or do bhajan, they become bhajan mandi. So that one thing should be changed. Also, sadhu do not suffer from material miseries because their mind is full of Krishna's thought. This is important. We can also be sadhu. It's not something we need to take sannyas to become sadhu. Said we can be sadhu if we constantly remember Krishna, if we daily do quest for Krishna. A sadhu is anandamayo abhasya. Speak only of Krishna and become blissful. So I also try nowadays to limit. I'm not doing it perfectly, not perfectly also, not even 1%. But I will try. I try to speak of Krishna as much as possible, even with family members, even with friends. I have only left friends like Pradyum Prabhuji, Deepak Prabhuji. These are the only friend circle I left with right now because no more people want to listen about Krishna, or they think that what, you are a boring person, you don't go to club, you don't go to holy parties. Now that Holi is going on, most of it is happening that people are inviting to opulent holy parties when they are telling that, oh, this is very big holy party, there are DJ and there are dancing going on, and bar next just opposite to it. So that's what festivals are right now in India also, that in Holi there is bar and clubbing, in Diwali also there is clubbing. What you do, you don't know how to enjoy. All you do is sit and do kirtans. What you won't develop any personality there. so as so that's what thinking is going on. So it it automatically I start resisting and I don't go with those friends. So these habits are changing. I used to go in this kind of parties with friends, but at that time I remember my parents were very stressed about me coming late at night doing this. So now they are very confident. Even if we come late at night, they know that I was doing kirtan at home programs. So they are very, very much confident. They are very much distressed about my teachings and future. So that is something Hare Krishna weekend has given me. My parents are satisfied at this point. Also, we covered a point about intoxication we are having in Reels and Instagram, intoxication of Reels and Instagram. I know that it is bad and it takes most of my time, but still we do it. We are, obsessed with scrolling Reels, shorts in YouTube videos. So it has been a habit. I'm trying to change it. Uh, most of I what I did is most of the reels or feeds I have is mostly about Prabhupada's lecture or Krishna's quotes, Bhagavad Gita's quotes. So even if I do this scrolling, what I'm reading is Prabhupada's lecture. What I get in my feed is uh, Prabhupada's lecture. So it automatically reminds me that fool, you don't need to waste time in this. You can chant while wasting time. You are wasting time in that. So these are the small steps I'm taking, and I have never realized it before the classes. I I never thought it that much deep. So that thing hits. So these are all my realizations, Prabhuji, and I'm trying to implement it in my daily life. Even if I'm running here and there, I try to listen to lectures. I try to even sometimes happens that I'm not able to attend classes, but I think it's just an excuse. But even if I don't attend classes, the initiative you asked us that the lectures you miss, you should write realization in beginners. That helped me very much because last lecture when I was not there, I I tried listening the YouTube lecture daily, but I was not able to finish it in one go. Like we are sitting in Sunday, we are finishing this lecture at one go from since 9 to 12:30. But I have seen that after you lose the track, you are not able to concentrate that much. It took me 4 to 5 days just to listen those two lectures. So that is also one thing I have realized that you should be constantly, you should be very dedicated while listening to lectures. Avinash Prabhuji says that you should do chanting before attending lectures. It will increase your focus. It will settle you down. So that also helps very much. These are all my realizations. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very wonderful. Very nice. Your bhajan mandali is very nice. We like it very much. Yeah. So you all are practically implementing what Prabhupada has taught. That it's very scientific. And philosophically, you're changing people's perceptions. So even engineers and doctors can have their bhajan mandali. Very nice. All the best. All the best. Um, about that, in the Satyanarayan puja which you did in the Pandit Pradasi Bhakti. Actually, please, I'm saying with all humility, and if I'm wrong, please excuse me. But there is nothing like Satyanarayan puja. It's a created thing now. It doesn't exist. It's not in a Vedic way. And we don't even know where it mentions, which scripture it is mentioned. It become very prevalent. So our Hare Krishna also is prevalent. It's Yuga Dharma. You see. So Yuga Dharma means it's the Dharma. So that's perfect. Anybody can do. It's not some people's monopoly, only they can do. You people are young people. Huh? Avinash Abu, you see this thing? Normally, if you have a new house, you call some big senior devotee, they'll come, you have to give them garland, they'll make nice sitting arrangement, and there'll be program, and there'll be kirtan, and there'll be a class, and there'll be, if some guru is there, washing of the feet is there, and they'll come and give them money also. All this big thing is there, which is also correct, very wonderful. But this is very practically what we do. When we moved into our house, we did our chanting. Call anybody. That's it. Your house, we did the same thing. We did a program. We had a prasaram, but we had a simple program. There's nothing else. So it's same with Srila Prabhu also. No problem. This is how it is to be done. You know, we are implementing it before we tell others to do. It's up to you what you want to do. No problem. But this is how it is. Anybody should do and everybody should do. Even if you don't know how to sing, doesn't matter. You sing to sing Hare Krishna, even if you sing very out of tune. Krishna doesn't want to say, I don't like him, he's singing out of tune. No, he say very nice man. Hare is singing, one soul is singing, very good. And who taught him? Who brought him? Very wonderful. Show him in front of me. Who taught him this? A very wonderful man. Let us give him more. He'll teach more souls like this. You see? So this is how the whole process is. But we tend to minimize the process by thinking that, oh, only if we do this, then it is correct. If we do this simple, it's not. No. Simple is always the best. Please do so. Another point with doubting, I would like to just tell you one thing, Prabhuji. Very nice realization. Don't stop doubting. Doubting is a symptom of intelligence. If you surrender to intelligence, it is wrong. You must doubt us. That's why I say, you doubt me, doubt everybody. Who knows, we may be cheating you. Don't stop your doubting. Then you will do research properly. You see? You understand this point? How do you know who's a pure devotee? Just because somebody else is saying he's pure devotee, he's a pure devotee? No, I've been cheated with this. No, you don't require other people to give certificate of pure devotee. You understand this point? You give a certificate. How will you give certificate? By studying the same scripture which they are giving. So when I would go, very rarely, I do not go, but very rarely when I go to some lecture, I found out what lecture is he going to give. This verse, okay, I'll study the verse before. I study it, I meditate upon it, and then I go. So I know what is to talk about. You understand this point? That's what we are teaching you. Simple, no complications. Your destiny is in your hands, not in somebody else's hands. Do not, and that is wrong. If somebody says your destiny is in my hand, that is a little tricky now. And there are people who can do like this, very pure devotees, but one has to be very fortunate to find one. Okay, na? But what is wrong if you study yourself and go? We are teaching you that. Your guru is teaching you that. So do that. Full stop. Very nice. Please keep up the good work. Please keep up the good work. All the best to you. Yeah. Also, we would like to. It's a good thing that Dolly Mataji is here. It's very nice, mother. How is your situation in the cyclone? Because there is Cyclone Alfred in Australia, in Brisbane. I received a message from Sanjeev Prabhu that they are without power, without internet, and they had some ration at home also, so they can see through. Please go through us, mother. How are things there?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, it was okay so far, Prabhuji, due to cyclone. This area didn't affect too much, but now it's been raining and windy since this morning, and there was no internet, no mobile data. It wasn't working as well. It just started working actually, and we have a family over from India as well. So
Oh, your family from India joined you.
yes, Prabhuji.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they came just one day before this
Oh
happened.
wow, one day before the cyclone.
Before the cyclone, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay,
So they
okay.
are staying with us. They have 2 children as well. But yes, it's okay, Prabhuji. Now it just the school was closed for 2 days, Thursday and Friday.
Yes.
Yes. So
Is there
hopefully
flooding in the area?
there is flooding, Prabhuji. Yes, in the area, not in where we are living, but in the areas where the flooded, like
And what about trees uprooting and all that?
there are, yes, some fallen trees and flooding in the coastal
Electricity
areas.
and all that?
Electricity is gone in some areas, Prabhuji, and water supply is gone, but we are fine. We just had the no internet and mobile data wasn't working, but now we are fine. Prabhuji.
Okay, that's good to
But
hear.
it's
All the
still
best.
raining a lot for the whole day, so hopefully it'll be better. There will be no more floodings. Yes.
Well, we require rains here. It's very hot here, in
Okay,
Auckland.
yes, yeah. I think it's just the
Yeah, but
Queensland
this is what
area.
happens,
So,
no matter how advanced one society is, nobody is more advanced than nature.
yes.
When nature comes, we have to hunker down in the house, shut off everything. We can't stop the hurricane to move somewhere else. We can't do such things. You should show us,
Thank
So
you.
nice. Well, all the best to you
Thank you,
and
Prabhuji.
your family too. So they are all right. Children are all right.
The children are all right, yes, Prabhuji. Yeah,
Okay.
they have no school, so they're fine. Yeah.
They're happy then.
They're happy, yes.
No school, they will be partying at home.
I know, yes, Prabhuji. They are all home for 5 days now.
Yeah, wow. Parents are at
Yes.
home, children are at home, the guests at home. You've got a big home now, big home party.
That's right, yes, Prabhuji.
And you can have rain party
Yes,
dance, rain dance also outside, and they dance in the rain, rain
I
dance.
know. Yes, Prabhuji, they want to go in the rain. But they've been doing kirtan in the evening, so which is good.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
very
All the
good.
best, all the best.
Hare Krishna.
Nice, Hare Krishna. Okay. Then we also had Sita Prabhu, Namrata Mataji, they also had power off. How did the power off went? Because of heat? No, I'm sure not because of rains in Auckland. There are no rains here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, but we are having issues with the power, Prabhuji. I think we also didn't had power for whole day yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, I think there is some technical issues in the area, so it's always on and off.
oh, some work is going on.
Yes, some kind of work is going on our street. I think they had some issues, and they told us that it's not going to be around for quite a long. And yeah, they put some generators in. So yeah, it's always on and off. I just lost the power again, and every time it goes, then the internet actually they goes down and takes a while to actually come back live again.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And yeah, we have issues with keeping the devices charged. Sorry, so
We
it
are so
goes
dependent upon electricity,
electricity. Yeah.
Maharaj wanted it, a world without electricity. Maharaj wanted it. Very much so. Prabhupada wanted it that way, also without electricity. This electricity, when electricity came, is the downfall of human civilization. Of course, we can't see it. We see, lights and all is very easy. All these things is correct. But Maharaj would say that, I would say, I used to study, Maharaj would say, in a lamp, running in the lamp. And the eyesight was good. We would sleep early, wake up early. All was simple. Now very complicated now. So that's why Maharaj would say that at least around 9 o'clock or so, all house lights should be off. Wherever the work is going on, the ladies are working in the kitchen and those areas, that light may be on, but other lights should be minimum 0 bulb watt and all those things. Yeah. So you must do that. Many years ago, Maharaj said this, and I'm following that very much so. You come to our house after 8 o'clock, only last small bulbs are on. Wherever the work is going on, build bulbs. And enjoy the moonbeam. I said, enjoy the moonlight. Bathe in the moonlight. It's very beneficial for health. Enjoy it. Very hard in city like Bombay, but probably easier in Auckland and all that if you live away. Very nice. Full moon is like brilliant. You don't need lights at all, electricity at all. Even in Mumbai and all that. When I used to go, even in summer, in Bombay, I used to not switch on the fan many times, and open the windows and the door, that cross ventilation is there very nicely. Yeah. But anyway, that's all right. All the best. All the best. Okay, who would like to go next, please? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Okay, I will. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Her Grace Pranam Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samprapan Krishna Prabhu for organizing these programs and training us. And after a long time, we're having this actually a realization program. So yeah, it's always good to hear. Everybody's realization is always inspiring. So yeah, we missed this for a long time, Prabhuji. So, but it's good to start again. So yeah, thank you all the devotees. Actually, I was listening. Actually, I wasn't there for a certain time because of the electricity. So my apologies. So I would like to actually share my realization on the previous class. I think it was beginners class. The reels were intoxicating. So the topic that Amrish Bhu presented, and it was kind of a discussion. So, and also he shared actually his realization at the end that everyone should have one struggle in life. And he shared his own struggle that he chose, that is a struggle to remember Krishna. So that was actually I was thinking on that point since then, and yes, it is true, and actually I agree with that. Actually, everyone should have that struggle to remember Krishna. So I also realized that because the way actually since we're following Hare Krishna Weekend program, and actually there is this lifestyle, that is given to us, actually taught by His Grace Amrish Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada has actually taught this formula that actually, you wake up in the morning, you do the the aarti, and then again you have to actually complete the rounds, and there is actually offering, cooking, and now we also have the programs. We're studying, preparing, and now we're preaching as well. We're not actually very much involved in the preaching. It's only once a week or twice a week we do it, but uh, still it keeps us very very busy. That is actually thing. And initially I used to think that this is not a good thing. I'm too busy. We don't have time for this, don't have time for that. But now I started to realize that in one way, actually, not one way, it is actually the way Srila Prabhupada actually might have thought, to keep them engaged is the best thing, because as soon as we have a lot of time on hand, then actually, as they say, the empty mind is a devil's workshop, which is so true. There's so many things can come in our mind and we get distracted. And so these reels, so I was actually kept away for a long time. Actually, I wasn't really actually a regular user of social media platforms. I have the accounts on every one of them pretty much, but so I wasn't aware that what is the reel. Actually I didn't realize what people are talking about reels, and now there is a kind of reel on Instagram as well, and there is another thing. So I realized, and Amrish Pur said it's addictive, and I've seen it actually once I started watching, is one after another, one after another. So they keep you engaged. And recently, actually, I was watching, because this is not good thing, and there is a lot of bad things on this, even Instagrams and all that. People get exposed, especially youngsters, very teen people, children. I was watching one. Actually, there was one documentary, and they say, "Oh, this is very bad thing for actually, the actually young generations, because they are getting exposed to so many bad things so at early age." So yeah, so there are a lot of actually disadvantage. So it's good thing that we are busy, because we are not actually got addicted to these things. Otherwise, that is another distraction, and actually create a disturbance in our devotional service. So but actually the main point, struggle to remember Krishna, so that is very very important. So this lifestyle, actually, that Srila Prabhupada has given us, if we follow it sincerely, then even we are not, very pure, we are always struggling. We still have a lot of material attachments. Still, the process itself keep you engaged, because you have to do the 16 round chanting, you have to do the puja, you have to do the cooking, offering. Actually, you are forced to study and present your realization, especially in our programs. So initially you feel forced, but later it become very engaging as well. Actually, because once you actually attracted to the philosophy, then actually you want to actually read more, and you want to understand, and you want to actually present as well, because it is. And when you actually study and when you actually realize things, then you also want to share. That's also a thing. Amrish Prabhu once said it, that when you actually have realized the knowledge, then you are actually keen to share it with someone. So we need to have some platform where we can share it. Otherwise, it is also, actually we need to find a place where we can actually talk. So Maharaj says that we should not hanker, for anyone's adoration. That's the word he used, adoration. But actually, yeah, we should not. But actually, we should share our realization. So we can learn from each other's realization, because sometimes we realize and we think it's right, and later we realize, oh, it is not actually understood in correct way. So this is very good platform. So this actually sharing of realizations. So, and we can also understand, everybody thinks differently. Everybody has a different perspective, the way they think. So even actually, I also learned to think in a particular way. So thank you to His Grace Amrish Prabhu. He actually taught us how to think even, in a particular way. So I can actually learn many things. So it's like a coaching itself. So remembering Krishna, I also experienced this, many times, that because we all got busy lives, and actually chanting, sometimes we think is every day. Actually, you have to do 16 rounds. So it's a good way to actually remember Krishna. Even if you're running after, actually you have to do your work, you have the actually family responsibilities, but actually, once we make a commitment to chant 16 rounds, then you find a time. You have to steal the time to actually make it happen. So, and Srila Prabhupada says that this is very important. And while meditating on this point, actually, I remember this verse from Bhagavad Gita, uh, from the chapter 8, verse 5. अंतकाले चे मामेव स्मरण मुक्ता कलेवरम यह प्रयाति स मद्भावम यति नास्ति अत्र samshaya. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. So Srila Prabhupada actually in his purport actually traces this point that the being Krishna conscious is very, very important, and actually we should actually prepare for this from the very beginning of his life. One should train actually in such a way that we're always engaged in serving Krishna, somehow by chanting or rendering some service, or preaching. So that's how actually, all these impressions, all these memories will remain in our actually our own consciousness, and at the final moment you can able to actually remember Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada makes statement that remembering Krishna is not possible for the impure soul, who has not practiced Krishna consciousness in a devotional service. Therefore, one should practice Krishna consciousness from very beginning of his life. So Prahlad Maharaj also has given the similar instruction, from early age, from the age 5, the children should be trained. So it's very important, and I realize that actually the struggle to remember Krishna is very, very important, that we should never forget it. Even when we actually put to the test, everyone goes through difficult times. So I also actually experienced, some actually challenging times recently with the family problems, and there's always actually pressure from your work life as well. And sometimes it becomes so hard to actually find a time to do your devotional service or even complete chanting, sometimes. But one thing I realized that when you are under great pressure, now because we are trained that we naturally think about Krishna, or actually when we don't know anything, then we chant, right? Because I experienced that I don't know, what to actually. When my mother was sick, I was very perplexed, and then I realized that everybody is actually expecting me to make a decisions, because my father is now very old and there is no one senior, and now I have to make a decision. So now I spoke to Amrish Bhuva as well at that time, so I realized there is a difficult situation. So at that time actually I always found a time, actually when I couldn't able to focus, there's so many people around, still I used to chant, and I used to pray that please give me intelligence so I can make a right decisions. So at that time I felt that I'm quite overwhelmed and actually couldn't able to compose myself, but chanting always help, it calms you down. Actually it always gives you confidence, or actually you always realize that there is, actually Krishna is always there, you never feel alone. So that's what I realized. And Amrish Shubha always told us that when you're in difficult situation, you should not give up your devotional service, rather you intensify. So I remember that point, so because we have every reason not to do the chanting, when you're under pressure or something. But at that point, if you actually chant, even it's a difficult situation, then it always helps. And once that actually, that we pass the difficult time, and when you reflect back, then you realize that actually this is the best thing we did, because everything falls in place somehow at the end. So having that trust that actually, and Srila Prabhupada also says that one should have, what is the word he used, that implicit faith that Krishna will protect you in any difficult situation. You should have that firm faith. You should not doubt that. And all this training actually, I really think that it actually put to the right use. When I was in difficult situation, I remember all these instructions, all these melos, and it's very important that actually, we are very actually fortunate that we actually being trained in this actually organization, Hare Krishna WECAN, because if I am not on this path, I would be totally lost, because there are so many forces working against you. Even their relatives, but they have their own agendas, their own aims. So you can understand all this, and you try to focus on what is the most important thing. So I really actually agree with Amrish Babu that having the struggle, we should have this struggle to remember Krishna, every day. And no matter actually how busy you are, you should actually remember. Even Amrish Babu actually he once said that what do you mean by actually remembering Krishna all the time? So it could be remembering every day, actually. So you can remember 24/7 as well. So Srila Prabhupada says that you should organize your activities in such a way that it should be always in relationship with the Krishna. And Krishna has given so much knowledge in Bhagavad Gita. Actually he's appeared as different incarnations, and he also actually appear in he says that I am the ability in man. He says that Prabhasmi, Shashi Suryo, he's actually illumination of sun and moon. Rasoham Apso Kaunte, he taste of water. I heard this lecture from Srila Prabhupada, and he said that Krishna is easily available, for one who's actually have that transcendental eyes, to realize it. So anybody can actually remember Krishna very easily, and I think that if you're properly trained and if you study this instruction, so it's very easy to actually remember Krishna, throughout the day. So, but we have to actually put these things or instruction in practice. So that is actually what I realized, Prabhuji, that having that struggle to remember Krishna, and that is ultimate. Our actually everyone is actually try to achieve that actually have a constant remembrance of Krishna. So, and that's what is called Krishna conscious. So everybody want to be Krishna conscious. So having that struggle is very very important, Prabhuji. So I totally agree with that. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your wonderful realization. Hare Krishna. Can I ask you one question? There's something different, some demeanor has changed today with you. What has happened? The light has come, the light has gone. With this electricity situation, something is different. What is it? Or is it just me thinking something else? I don't know.
Demeanor, I didn't answer what you mean by.
Something is different today. You're back to your old self, today.
Me? I don't know, Prabhuji. I was listening to Srila Prabhupada's lectures.
Probably that's the reason why.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. You must listen a bit more,
Yeah, because Gaur Purnima is coming, so I thought I should research Srila Prabhupada's, all those lectures on this point.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yes.
Very nice. Please. Wonderful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I'm just trying to remember, you mentioned one point where Maharaj and Yossi said me on the same thing. I got made note here. No. Also, the remembrance of Krishna, 24 hours. I think Srila Jiva Goswami or Rupa Goswami says just once a day is also enough to begin on this. It's very difficult for people to think like that. It's very rare to be like this. But I can tell you one thing. If we just give Krishna a chance to come into our lives, if we just give him the chance to take charge of our life, by pray to Guru Maharaj, please take charge of my life. And then pray to Prabhupada, please take charge of my life. And life becomes very magical. It's very nice. Very, very beautiful. All big things come, go, just doesn't bother you. Material world. Suddenly, as you say, you have become now leader, you're of the family, of the house, you take decisions. Till yesterday, you're not thinking like this, So buck stops with you. Similarly, this is parampara. You have to prepare for the next generation for this. You see? Same thing happened with me, with my brother, after my father passed away. All decisions are up to us. We decide, we do this, that, all those things, representing. We are so programs, preaching programs. Already, we are in that process anyways. People ask us, we decide. So, once we take the responsibility and ask Krishna, please help me. Guru Maharaj, help me take decisions. You decide. Our soul surrender into, so to speak, whatever Maharaj decides, I'll do, So it will happen. Magic will happen. It is happening already. So very nice. All the best. The best. Hare Krishna. Yes. Who would like to go next? Please feel free.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Ambrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Padma Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samapan Krishna Prabhu. And thank you all the devotees for sharing your nice realization. And I remember many points which I had forgotten, so I could add them in my realization. So thank you, all the devotees. So, well, while I was preparing for the realization, so the one point that I understood very clearly, that you have to settle down to write your realizations and prepare for it. Because most of the points that I have written, they came when I was chanting, or when I was sitting very like I was in a proper mood, not being distracted here and there. And I tried to chant before I could write, because then some points were coming, and I tried to listen to our previous lectures also. So, and my realizations are like I have summed up for the points that how I am being benefited by all the devotees around me, how everyone is supporting me, and what I could understand from that. So this would be my realizations slowly. So the first, like I would like to start the point where you quoted one of the Maharaj quote, that we have to welcome Krishna every day, then our lives become glorious. So I was thinking about this point while listening to the lecture, and how things are going in my life and in the preaching activities here in Nagpur. Everything is just taking place, and it's just automatically happening. Like we are doing almost nothing we are doing. Everything, like Avinash Ji is helping us, and Maharaj and Prabhupada are helping us, everyone, all the devotees are helping us, and everything is just coming into place together. And like I feel that whatever we study and every point is connecting here, and every program is like a festival to us. So I would also come to the point what I could understand from the programs that we have here. So in the programs, like we are learning new things. We are also learning management, how to arrange things, how to do things, how to be on time, how to like do the all the activities that are needed for it. And there has been great support from everyone. Like when I was really thinking about it, there were some hard times for me for my material life also. But when I was really thinking, I was thinking that everyone around me is helping me. Like everyone, like my friends, my family, all the devotees. Like for example, Avinash Ji and her Grace Saraswati Mataji, they are taking classes for us, and my family is always supporting me. Like there was no point when one of any of my family members said that you are doing wrong and you should not follow this path. No one said that. They are supporting me. I've got also good friends where I can discuss few topics with them, discuss about our lectures, discuss about things. So everyone is just supporting me. Like Krishna Prabhu is also taking Mridangam and harmonium, teaching me. Like I think everyone is just supporting me. Now it is up to me to how I can do better. Like if everyone is supporting me, and all things are made very easy by the devotees for me to remember Krishna. So it is now my responsibility to do it. Like we discussed that point also, that Mahaprabhu made it easy for everyone. So we can go back to Godhead, we can love Krishna. And was thinking about that point. So I have to take my own responsibility. I have to take my own guarantee. Like we discussed in the religion that last class we had. And thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing that lecture on our YouTube channel. I've gone through that lecture and that PPT that Prabhuji had shared there. So there was one point that uh, in the organization where, or when we are searching for the truth, we take our own guarantee. And I was thinking that if I fail my exam, I cannot blame my headmaster, I cannot blame my teachers for it. If I fail exam, if I fail exam, then I have failed exam. It is as simple as that. So I have to take my own guarantee, not to be like everyone is giving all the resources, all the resources are available to us. Discussion is there, association is there, but it is my responsibility how I do it. And the mercy is always around me. So I was thinking of all the points near this particular thing. So the mercy for us is like the mercy was from long back. I'm just thinking that like I think 1.5 or 2 months ago, I was talking to my grandmother, mine and Shushri Mata's grandmother. So I was thinking, and we don't usually take out time to talk with elderly, but they have so much to share, and I could get so many good points from there. So I was talking to her, and she was telling me many things that there had been many incidents in my family where some of our members were saved, like they had near death experience. They were saved somehow. So I was thinking that Krishna is not giving mercy now. The mercy was long back before even I was born. Like if they had not existed, I would not have been existed here. So Krishna was protecting us from so many generations. And I often feel regretful that I didn't get much time with my grandmother or with my dadiji or my grandfather. So I was thinking about that, and I remember the lecture we had before. So while in that lecture, you mentioned that like everyone does Pinddan once in a year, like in the Shraddha Paksha, they do the Pinddan. But we do Pinddan every day while we are chanting. And we discussed this like you told us just some moments ago, that 21 generations before and 21 generations after, everyone is benefited. So we are doing Pinddan daily while we are chanting Krishna's name. And it is helping everyone. I did not think about that. You told the point that whoever is supporting us, whoever ever been contacting us, everyone is getting benefited. So that was one of my points, Prabhuji. So everyone is helping us. Mercy is from long back. It is just me myself now how I can do better, and like how we have discussed that we have to flap our own wings when we die. So I was thinking about that point. And we have to be intelligently thoughtful about doing devotional service. And I need to get more serious and follow instructions what Avinash Prabhuji and all the devotees are giving here. And like we have to follow the instructions very carefully, and to like we have to understand really what devotees are trying to say. So one point came to my mind that we've discussed that devotees, they like Vaishnavas, they act like us, they eat like us, so we think they are ordinary. But we discussed that they always keep a covering. We do not understand. We think they are ordinary, like general people like me, general people like us, but they are not ordinary people. So I have to understand what hints I have been giving, how I can be intelligent about taking instructions, and being as transparent as I can. And like the one point that I was like few days ago, I was thinking about it, and I don't know if I can share. Like there were like very clear hints that I should cut my hair. It was very long, and I should cut my hair, and I should like there were literally very clear hints from everyone, and Avinash Roji, everyone was giving hints. But I could not, because I was ignorant, I could not get that. So one day I was listening to the lecture of Srila Prabhupada, where some person asked Srila Prabhupada, what about the shaved head? Why do you keep shaved head? So Srila Prabhupada said about we do it for the cleanliness. It is just a cleanliness thing. Then Srila Prabhupada smiled, like he laughed and added a point that nowadays people think that by keeping long hair they'll be very beautiful. We are against that. So I thought about that point, and I got my hair cut that day. Uh, like I should be not be ignorant and try to understand what really I should be supposed to be doing, not to go against the instructions that have been given, and mostly not to criticize anyone, to focus on myself. And the point that we discussed, that Hari Kripa tab jani jab dikhe apna dosh. So we are very busy trying to find our own faults, how I can do better. And like our ultimate quest is to remember Krishna. And like we were discussing that everyone will demand something from us. Everyone will demand respect. Everyone will say that you respect me, you give me that, you give me that. But we have to understand that our ultimate quest is remembrance of Krishna. And I'm very fortunate to have this association. Also very fortunate to have my family who are always supporting me. And like a few days ago, me and Deepak Prabhu went to Rajasthan. We were there for some time. And before going there, I was discussing with him that we should not stop chanting even if we are traveling, because like there should be a minimum of 16 rounds. We should not roam here and there unless we are finishing our rounds and we are doing our things. And it was only because we were connected to Avinash, we were having the association, I could do that. But because if I had not been connected, or if I have been doing things on my own, I would have been very easily distracted by it. So that's the point I could understand. And the home programs are helping me very much. I'm trying to be more serious about it, how to manage things, how we can be better in quality, like Avinash Prabhuji mentioned. So these are the points that I'm trying to work on, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful, wonderful. All the best. On the quality, boiling the milk. Keep boiling the milk. Keep adding the milk and keep boiling the milk. So it becomes nice kheer, very thick, very nice. All the best. And all the programs are happening on its own because Guru Maharaj wants it to happen. But all this is manifestation of Srila Gurudev's service to Srila Prabhupada Divanoda's feet. This is the fact. Don't change this. Remember this point. But Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj doing it, Prabhupada. Very nice. And you want to be transparent? That doesn't mean that people can cheat you. No, 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 no. Okay, remember, we're always saying this. I'm sure you're very clever people. You know these things very well. Transparency is one thing, honesty is one thing, but being cheated is another point. We are very smart. People should feel that he's very smart, man. You can't to talk like this also difficult, talk like that also is difficult. They should know you're very smart. That's why when we ask the questions, our question are never a straight question. This answer is also right, their answer is also right. So we are teaching you. This is how you must be thinking. How to checkmate all the time in discussions. Look for checkmating, finishing, checkmate, finish, close, 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 close. Like in sales, a good salesperson is always looking for a sales close. He never keeps sales or discussion open. He's closing, closing, closing. Right? Very important. And see, by a haircut example, so nice. Everybody was saying things, but ultimately, who told you, and you listen to whom? Who told you?
I inspired, like I got inspired by watching the lecture.
So who told you?
I think myself.
No, Srila Prabhupada taught you, told you.
Yes,
So how can anybody say Prabhupada is dead and gone now? Prabhupada is not in our lives. The instructions are eternal. We may think, oh yes, instruction is recorded. So Prabhupada said, so I must have heard it. Right. But why did you hear now only? And why? You must have heard it before also, but why do you remember now? Why do you take action now? So he's not, Prabhupada is not gone, dead and finished. No, no, very much alive. It's up to us how much we keep Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj in our lives. You see? We're very, very fortunate. That's why Prabhupada was asked this question that Prabhupada, so what happens after you die? Prabhupada said, I will never die. I will always be alive in my books. We have not taught you about Prabhupada's other aspects. In fact, we have not even taught about discuss with our leaders. I mean, you talk about conspiracy theorists, they are babies in front of Prabhupada. Just see this. When every whole world saw moon landing taking place, Prabhupada also saw on television. Prabhupada said this is fake at that time. A lone person said this is not possible. We have not gone to the moon. It was only when one disciple left Prabhupada, Prabhupada tried to stop this. He said, they do not understand this now. So slowly it will come. You will be surprised what Prabhupada says. You will be able to digest things. And imagine such a person at that stage when there was no internet. There were not even readily books available or prints available to read. Nowadays, you can read everything online. But he did it, he read, he found out, and he implemented it. And he taught boldly. So be prepared. You will not be able to. And once we understand all this part, then we are true devotee in scientist in Krishna consciousness. The scientist. If you want to become a scientist, you have to follow like this. If you want to become religious, then you follow. Yeah. So this is just imagine this. At that time, when the whole world was saying we landed on the moon, Prabhupada said we didn't land on the moon. And the newspaper article was showing Prabhupada. And towards inside of the page, Prabhupada wrote that now the taxes are going to be increased because it costs so much. So Prabhupada said, see here, this is the main reason. Rascal. Yeah. So long Prabhupada talking about collapse of civilization. We have not taught you this. It is spoken by Prabhupada every time. This paper money is going to become worse than toilet paper. No value. As worse as toilet paper money. Can you imagine this? Collapse of civilization. All these things Prabhupada talking about. So as we progress, as you choose to say, yes, I want to be trained for being a preacher now. After certain years, that will pick you up to move to the intermediate level, and then leaders sangha, all this will come. And because you have to be prepared to understand this. People will misunderstand Prabhupada. Just imagine these 2-3 points, how difficult is it to digest, man? If I say one more, it will be very difficult for you to digest it all. But these are truths, eternal truths, Yeah. Now some say Prabhupada, when he speaks, disciples say this, I have fought with disciples. The Prabhupada became saline and all those things, became mad. What we're talking about? Old age. I said, what nonsense. On the deathbed, Prabhupada gave Bhagavatam class, Bhagavatam narration. And that last verse of Bhagavatam, when you read, this is last verse of Bhagavatam. After this, there is no Prabhupada Bhagavatam. You will cry. After this, no Bhagavatam. Nowhere in this world you will find this after this point of Prabhupada. No more Bhagavatam. There's the last verse Prabhupada narrated on the deathbed few days before departing. And that microphone is kept closely and Prabhupada giving, how can you say this? And I was surprised, I was the only one fighting in the phone for Prabhupada. See, so we have to be, Maharaj would say, Guru Maharaj, fanatic about Prabhupada. People should say he's fanatic of Prabhupada. Yes, we are fanatic of Prabhupada. You see? Right? But for that, proper training, proper understanding is needed. And that is what we try to provide as a study group. We are a small study group. We'll always remain a study group. The moment in your team you become 20, 25 more, 20 people, more than break the group. Don't make more groups. Otherwise, Maya will attack you. Head office is a different situation. We can't do much. So we're praying to Guru Maya and Krishna to please protect us. And we want to make sure that all of us have only one problem. We should always have only one problem. Not political problem amongst us or an organization. Our problem is, why don't I remember Krishna every time? Remembrance of Krishna. That should be our ultimate aim and judging factor. Yeah? Wonderful. All the best. Very nice. Please keep up the good work. Hare Krishna. Yes, who would like to go next?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Krishna Samarpan, Krishna Prabhu, and Pranapana Devi Mataji for arranging the classes. And thank you all the devotees for their wonderful realization. Prabhuji, I would like to give realization on the class, read and research the scriptures, disclosed by His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. And 2 more classes were there. It will be a mix of all the classes because the things are connected, as Krishna Prabhu said. All the teachings are connected. So Prabhuji, just as you said that pure devotees never die. And when a pure devotee says something, mercy flows with it. The mercy that Pradyum Prabhu said, it was always flowing. We just got connected now. So Gurudev mentioned that bhakti is not easy. it needs strong determination, and we must stand firm in our beliefs and never give up. And then he said, like, this changed like how I think and act every day. Then he said, how that determination will come. It came by reading and researching, because knowledge will build the faith. Just like a religion without philosophy is just a faith, and faith can be changed. It can change from one thing to another thing that we discussed on the topic of individual. It's an individual search or it's a religion one. So it can be changed. So that's why we must study every day. And while studying, we must not read, we must make notes, we must understand the thing, think properly, meditate on it. And just as Avinash Prabhu mentioned, like in our classes, he mentioned this thing very many times, like knowledge is what we realize. And now I meditate on this and think that earlier I was also studying the same books, studying the same things, but I was not realizing anything. And by realizing means changing our action. If I'm reading this, okay, this is this, we must chant, okay. But am I chanting? Am I not? So that is the thing. And changing our action is very important in bhakti, because bhakti is not a once decision, it's everyday decision. It's everyday choices that we make. And the one thing that was there, no one can guarantee us, because you follow me, follow that religion, take diksha and anything, and you will go back to Godhead. No one can guarantee. And we are so fearful that we won't guarantee. Krishna says, ki sarva dharman paritajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tom sarva papebhyo mokshasyami ma sucha. I'll read the translation. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. He clearly mentions, do not fear, and yet we fear a lot. That's why we are never in individual's quest to search, because we are fearful. We won't guarantee every time. But if we just follow the process and we learn that process is the end. And we had a very wonderful discussion that we can't, process is the end. We can't be attached to result. We may go back to Godhead or we won't go back to Godhead. It depends. Like Prahlad Maharaj, he doesn't go back to Godhead. He went to some lower planetary system to deliver the fallen souls. So going back to Godhead is not our main. Our process is the end, to do loving devotional service unto Krishna. And the thing that I was thinking, yes, there was one thing, that there are no enemies. They are just our angry friends. You used a very good word, angry friends. We have no enemies. And being too attached to things make us weak. A detached person is strong. So Prabhuji, I was thinking on this, and it helped me a lot. Like these points, this philosophy, it's interconnected. One class relate to another, another relate to another. And at the last, just as Pradyum Prabhu said, every arrangement is made. Like I'm here, every classes are there. Recorded lectures are there. I can listen to any previous lectures, gain knowledge from it. And it's up to us to change our action by realizing that knowledge, by making notes, by understanding the things, and changing our behavior will only help us to go back to Godhead or whatever Krishna has the plans, but we can follow the process. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, Prabhu, thank you very much. You youngsters are our future, you know. Please keep going. Please keep supporting Avinash Prabhu for in his preaching. And just follow the teachings very nicely. You know? It will grow. All this will come. Very nice. Very nice. Hare Krishna. Yes, who would like to go next? No? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for conducting the classes. Thank you so much, Mataji and Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu, for organizing these classes. And thank you all the other devotees for sharing their realizations. From the past classes, I definitely learned a lot of things, though I've gained a lot of clarity in my thoughts and actions, but still there's a lot of things to understand. One of the most striking things I understood is that many people today think that devotion means meditation and withdrawing from the work. But in Bhagavad Gita, nowhere Krishna told Arjuna to sit and meditate and don't fight. Instead, he told him to fight to fulfill his duty. Meditation is equally important. It is for those who cannot engage in the right kind of work, and it is important to control their restless mind. But for those who are capable, it means engaging in the right activities with the right consciousness. That is why the service matters. The small steps taken to do the activities matter. We often wait for the perfect moment,
Just
the
repeat this
right
last word.
resources.
Just repeat this last sentence again, mother. Repeat it
That is
again.
why
Two,
the
two
service.
sentences. Two sentences.
But for those who are capable, it means engaging in the right activities with the right consciousness. That is why the service matters and the small steps taken to do that services matter.
Very
We
true.
often wait for the perfect moment, the right resources, or a grand plan to serve. But Prabhuji emphasized that service can be done anytime in any way. You don't need big infrastructure to do the services by the concept of each one and feed one, which teaches that even serving one banana one year is still service if done in the right, if done with the right intent. It's never about how much we do, but rather how sincerely we do it. Similarly, the idea of leaders make leaders remind us that instead of just giving resources, it is more valuable to guide others on how to use them for Krishna's service, like prasad distribution. And one of the most important things which I personally learned and I'm trying to implement is self-introspection part. I recall the story of Yudhishthir Maharaj, why he's called Ajat Shatru. Not because he has no enemies, but because he never considered anyone as his enemy. He focused on himself. This made how important it is, or it is or always look within first instead of judging others. As Prabhuji said, that we must be busy criticizing ourselves in a way that helps us grow. If we fail to do this, our mind will always be distracted and get caught up in unnecessary perceptions. Like once when I was fighting with, not fighting, I fought or in an argument with one of family member. And after it ended, I immediately realized that this is not what I have learned. It made me realize that my words and actions must align before I tell someone other to follow it. I must ensure that I am following properly and then tell others to do it. Then the other thing which I realized how important association is, as Prabhuji said, that vitamin A is necessary to progress, but association is of real devotees, not those who continuously speak of Krishna, not those who practice devotion as a ritual or just to show off. Bhakti is not a ritual, just performing rituals without proper knowledge and understanding take us nowhere. And that made me realize why chanting is important. As in one of the Avinash Prabhu's classes, we discussed how chanting gives knowledge. It is not just about repeating a mantra, but taking decisions every day and purifying ourselves. And due to this purity, the Krishna present in our heart reveals the knowledge, gives the intelligence. And I understood why Prabhuji said you don't have to go to temple and your home can become a temple. You just have to follow the rules, just chant and be happy, because that is the only way we are meant to serve. If not Krishna, then either our family members, kids, or pets, we will serve someone. So that is the difference Muni says. between devotee and an ordinary man. But if bhakti is so easy, and Prabhupada also says that it is the most joyful process, then why do we sometimes struggle to do it? Because we do not appreciate it. That's what we haven't fully experienced the joy of bhakti yet. As Prabhuji gave an example, just like how a person who sleeps hungry appreciates food much more. In the same way, when we truly feel the absence of Krishna in our lives, only then do we value bhakti. And that is why reading book is so important. Prabhuji asked how frees us from suffering and answered, if I know how to solve a question, I won't be afraid of it. In the same way, when we understand Krishna's teaching, life's difficulty don't shaken us as much. In the beginning, I didn't fully understand the depth and significance of this Krishna consciousness, what religion truly means, what dharma is. But I'm really grateful to His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Her Grace Purna Pragna Mataji, His Grace Avinash Prabhu, and Her Grace Sarvasiddhi Mataji for selflessly and patiently teaching me, passing on the Prabhupads and Guru Maharaj teaching to me, because of which now I finally understood that our only duty is to believe in Krishna, to surrender Him, and live by His teachings. This helped me to understand the deeper meaning of that railway station example Prabhuji gave, that one who is burdened with too much baggage struggles to leave, while one who is attached is departs peacefully. That's what I remember. That's what my realization is. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Bol Mother, thank you very much. Wonderful. This last is a quote from Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Shila Gurudev. Yeah. Yes, very nice. All the best to you. Please keep continuing. It's very nice. You got the ability to articulate things, very nicely, and clarity of thought too. Please, please. It's very nice. It's Krishna's given gift to you. Take nice advantage of this, and be ambitious in a personal life also. You'll achieve high results. Now I'm quite sure about this. All the best to you. Hare Krishna. Bhadram Te. All the best. Hare Krishna. Okay, who would like to go next now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Her Grace Purna Pragna Mataji, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji. Thank you. His Grace Krishna Sarpan Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity to share my realization. Thank you, devotees, for your nice realization. I just want to start this realization from the realization which I had from the starting of the third month, like on 8th of December. You gave me one of the service of putting Maharaj post in beginners group, and Avinash Prabhu has asked me to write each and everything, whatever you have in your minds, in the diary. And that day itself, like I started writing the diary, and there was one of the thing which I wrote is, I thank His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, that today I'm very happy, and today I got a service from Amrish Prabhuji for giving the service of putting the quotes of Maharaj in beginners group. So I was very happy, and that same day I've completed my workshop in the evening, and I got some gifts and everything, and I was telling my parents that I got the gifts. But then I was very happy because I got a chance to do the service of beginners group. I was very happy, and in the class itself I was writing down, and I was thanking Prabhupada for the association. I was thanking for such a nice association of MVG Hare Krishna group under the guidance of Maharaj. And thank you, Saraswati Mataji. Thank you, Avinash Prabhuji, for giving me all this opportunity. I wrote this letter, and lastly, I wrote that this is more than the material achievement which I have received. So the thing I was thinking that whatever service we are getting it's in material world and in spiritual world, there is lot of difference. There is the difference which I have seen in on that day. And then we had a home programs at my place. There were 2 home programs, but again now I'm thinking lot of, I was discussing with Avinash Prabhuji also, I've learned so many things, as Pradyum Prabhu also mentioned, that we learned time management, we have learned about many of the things, but one thing we have learned is we should not criticize anyone. We should be only thinking about like what we can do best. And when there were kids at the in the home program, I went to I just saw the kids, Suchi Mataji and Om Prabhu. They were engaging the kids in the home program, and I saw, like, I started, I don't know what, but tears came from my eyes, and I started, and I went to my room, and I was seeing the photograph of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, and I was thanking them. This is actually the real mercy which I am receiving. Whatever material achievements or whatever things you will receive, you will not get this kind of happiness, the kind of happiness which I was looking there at that time. And then after the home program is done, the second home program, where we started giving prasadam, which we say similarly, which we discussed in our previous class, that whenever you, if you want to be quickly recognized by Krishna, we should become preachers. And there you mentioned about a devotee even wishes to benefit cats and dogs by giving them prasad. And then we did the prasad distribution. It was all the things which we are doing under the guidance of Avinash Prabhuji and Saraswati Mataji, the same thing which is being taught by Amrish Prabhuji in the class. So it was all related, and we are actually practically implementing those things. But there, when I was doing all these things at that day, all the home program and everything we did, and I was telling Home Prabhuji, Pradyum Prabhu and Deepak Prabhu, that you guys are not doing anything, and you are sitting here, and I am doing all these activities. And also parents came late, and all these things were happening. I was telling this to Avinash Prabhuji, and Avinash Prabhuji was telling me that what happened, Srishti, what all things happened, did you face any issues and all that. We all were discussing about this. But on the day which this event happened, this home program happened, I was not thinking about anything. But after the home program happened, I started telling, okay, you all are not doing anything. I have to do all the service. I need to do the cleaning and everything. Then after I did all those things, I told this to Avinash Prabhu, and I wrote everything, like what things I made wrong on that day. And then I realized all the pointers, and those pointers I wrote down in my pen and paper. And there I saw that whatever good has happened, that is on Krishna's hand. But what you can do is, and the same day, the next day, it was again Sundays. We went for the Saturday, the home program happened. On Sunday class, you mentioned about we should learn to become sadhu, and then only we can preach. We are busy in criticizing ourselves. We don't have time to criticize others. And human being can only do self-introspect and Hari Kripa kab janiye jab dikhe apna dosh. And suddenly, like, all the things, I think all the classes which are happening in Avinash Prabhuji's class and Amrish Prabhuji's class, it's all happening. It's all only for me. I can relate all the things in the class. That to know Krishna, we need mercy of sadhu to reach there. So all those things, and if there is a retaliation, then you are not following the principles. And whatever quotes I had a habit of, whenever I put quotes, I do chanting. And when I do chanting, I pray to Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev that whatever it comes, it has to be relevant to whatever I should improve in my service. So the same quote, it happened on that day, like, you should be sincere in your devotional service. You don't have to think about anything. You should only think about yourself. All these things, I think now that the way Pradyum Prabhu mentioned, I was clearly relating to it, that Krishna and Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, they all, and your mentors will give you the hints. You will not even understand. And there were all the hints were giving that people with knowledge don't fight. All the things I've made a notes, and these notes are similar on that. I was thinking, like, I'll share in my realization, and it is, I don't have to prepare something different. All the things were from the home program. I learned many things, like, and then there was one thing you also mentioned, that not even a single leaf will move without permission of Krishna. The authority is present, and you should every time you should think that nothing is in your hands. And my mom was also not well, and I was thinking like her sugar level will go down, and I was not having belief. And every time my parents are telling me, you don't have faith on Krishna, and because of that reason you are fearful. And again, yesterday's class was all on Karpanya Dosho Pahata Swabhava. So this discussion happened, and there was one more thing which we discussed, that you should become intelligent, but you too should not become fool, and you should have faith on Krishna, and then you'll become fearless. So everything which is happening in the classes, everything which is happening in whatever mentors are providing it to me, it's only for my learning. I should not be judging anyone. I should only be focusing on my bhakti. That is all. That is what I've learned in the past 3 months, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai, Jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the heartfelt realization. Very honest. You always do like this, Very nice. All the best to you. Hare Krishna. And all this, Padma Prabhu, Deepak Prabhu, Om Prabhu, Sushi Mataji, excuse me. You must not make her do all the service, You guys should do services too, Cleaning and all, Prabhu should do all the cleaning. Yeah? Not just singing kirtan and all that, This is most important, Nobody should feel like this. Please, please. All the best. See, if you are able to give nice allocation, like we got allocation things, when we do programs here, so we allocate, Sisababu will do this, he does that, he's got arrangements. When my son does something, anything else, then I ask others to do. Cooking is done by this, how it is done, and move on. Who will do this, who will do that, who will do that. It's done that way. I don't do any other work, so I can't say much. I just sit quietly. I just have my food prasadam and I go home, But everybody else does. I'm a very good organizer like this, So you must be also very good organizer like this. But don't be like me. You must do work as well. I'm sure you're not doing it. All the best to you. Thank you very much. Wonderful. We are very, very happy. All the best. Yes. Who would like to go next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotee. Thank you very much, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purnapanya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for arranging this program. Sorry, I was not able to turn on my video because I'm chasing with electricity. I'm trying to save this charging. Thank you all the devotees for sharing your nice realization. I will just quickly share my realization. My realization is from one of the transcendental mail post from the WhatsApp group. Unforgetful person never succeed in devotional serving. If we want to be peaceful in our life, then as soon as we see Krishna and his devotees, we should immediately think, if not for them, we are in difficulty. So from this source, realization is we should be very thankful in our life to those who help us, especially now when we are trying to become a Krishna consciousness. We should be very careful about our dealings. Anyone who has trained us, help us on this path, we should be very grateful to them, because if they have not taught us this philosophy, then we could have been completely lost in this material world. Because human life is only chance we got to become Krishna conscious after going through 84 million species of life. So we have been suffering from thousands of years, so long. And so we should realize that anyone who helping us to become Krishna conscious, they are very important, and the contribution in our life and their contribution in our life is priceless. So we should be very, very grateful to them and should be always eager to serve them in whatever way possible. And one who do not understand this and remain ungrateful or become envious of them, they will never succeed in obtaining the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So this is my realization on this quote. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mother. All the best. Hare Krishna. Wish you all can save some electricity, All the best. All the best. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity, and organizing this beautiful classes where we can all, participate from anywhere. Thank you, Prabna Mataji, for always encouraging us. Thank you, Krishna Smartman, Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. My realization is from our very old class 2 months ago, which um, like I remember throughout my journey, that we can sacrifice our lives, wealth, and intelligence. This is called yagna. Using intelligence in sense gratification can be even done by an ant, but a sadhu has to give up all this material sense gratification. We need to gratify Krishna's senses, not our own senses. Then we become perfect. And we have to learn this purificatory process from a sadhu. If we take Krishna's service, we are no longer obliged to anyone. Krishna and all the Shastras says that our only obligation is to Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this etiquette and this discipline, which we have been following for years, is the perfect way to progress in our bhakti. Although we are very much distracted sometimes, but we still have a goal which forces us and encourages us to come back to follow our regulative principles, which when we perform, we try to satisfy and glorify Krishna, and which gives us ultimate sense satisfaction. If we think about our pastime performance, these duties, we feel like we have created a good memory with Krishna and not wasting our precious time in other mundane activities. If there is Krishna conscious in our life, the other things are going smoothly. But if we try to achieve the material goals with the material ideas, then there are troublesome moments. As we discussed, that we are responsible for all the decision we make in our life. So this decision comes, following Krishna consciousness, purely comes from us. And we are own responsible for our own improvement and our own purification to our bhakti path. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for engaging and always encouraging us by being a role model. And the only way, as you always say, to achieve the spiritual perfection in this material world, in this Kali Yuga, is to chant the Mahamantra, which you have been teaching us for years, like, how we can always engage ourselves in this service, and we can always feel that we don't need anything else in this material world. Just the association of devotees and the association of Srila Prabhupada's books. And there is this Mahamantra, which always saves our life. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Thank you very much. All the best. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Babaji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Bol, you all are safe and sound. Mataji told us. You guys are all right?
Yes, Prabhuji. We had a bit outage here for internet connection. No power outage though, but the situation is not very good with all the cyclone and all that. But most of the wind is gone, but it's heavy rain. So now flooding will happen.
Flooding,
But the extreme causeless of mercy of Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and Krishna, we are safe and sound. And try to remember Krishna, chant.
Yeah, good. All the best. All the best. Please.
Thank
Hare
you. Thank
Krishna.
you very much.
So
Thank
you
you.
are off work for some days?
Sorry? Yeah,
You're
we're
off work?
it's like a lockdown situation sort of thing since Friday. Friday is off, Saturday and now Sunday, the whole wet. Tomorrow also they're expecting heavy rain, but let's see probably. Yeah.
Okay. Take care. Don't venture out. Don't become Superman for no reason.
No, bro, we just stuck home and we just sang kirtan and reading.
Yes.
Yes, bro.
All the best. All the best. Yes,
Just,
please.
thank you. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji and Hare Krishna Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu for organizing these wonderful classes where we share our realizations. And thank you very much for all the devotees for sharing your realizations. I look forward for this class because these realization programs are very encouraging. So we, yeah, when every devotee share their points and we encourage each other. So my realization is actually on because we're having a series of classes on the teaching of Lord Kapila and on Bhagavatam by His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, and there was on chapter 8, which is called Bhakti Yoga, that where we discussed about what is bhakti. Bhakti is making, decisions every step. And we have to make decisions every step because Krishna is innocent. And Maharaj says in the quote that the childlike innocence is needed to approach Krishna. So this innocence is not easy because material world tears us apart. So we need to take decisions to protect this innocence. So, and what is favorable and what is unfavorable. And to become innocence, you require philosophical depth. And because cheating propensity is already in us, and to stop it, we require volunteering decision, and it will come by practical knowledge. Otherwise, this cheating propensity comes back again and again. And because in spirituality, you cannot cheat someone and still go back to Godhead. So, and in preaching, you have to take decisions for others also. So it is very important to study, recite, memorize, and research verses. And that is actually His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami's style, or that's what we have learned, I have learned. So how to implement the knowledge, then you have to, because then you have your own realizations and not someone else, because we have to ultimately realize ourselves. We can have gurus, we can have mentors, we can we can take guidance, but ultimately we have to walk ourselves. We have to cultivate ourselves. And that's what I think, yeah, because I didn't attend the class from start. So the devotees also shared that we have to take our responsibility our own. So because Bhakti Yoga is simple, and then the process of then other processes, but we have to take responsibility to make it simple. This means that we have to choose, make decisions, and not becoming like sheeps. And because taking decisions is not very easy. You have to take decisions, right decisions all the time. And becoming sheeps is very easy. Just go with the flow. But it's not what you call, it won't take you anywhere because you're just in the herd. So where everyone is going, you going there. So there is a very important points and on simplicity, innocence, and honesty. And because these are the qualities of devotees. So to maintain these qualities, we require to take efforts. We have to maintain this innocence because only human beings, we can introspect. And we cheat others, then we cheat the whole faith, whole humanity. And this will destroy the whole humanity. So honesty protect us in this Kali Yuga. And honesty is the valued, honesty is valued in the absence by the fools, but intelligence value honesty when they get it. So I remember this point that Prabhuji was saying. So, but how we become intelligent? We follow the process and make a sincere effort to study, research, and realize. Otherwise, we will get cheated. So, so studying every day and studying Srila Prabhupada books is very important. And and this cheating propensity obviously is in us. We have 4 defects, but we can overcome that. We can when we follow sincerely, so we can be honest. Be honest with ourselves first of all, and we can be honest. and I remember that the point on Wednesday, Prabhuji shared on humble and meek, and that is also not like everyone, because Prabhupada's example, Srila Prabhupada's example is there. Prabhupada said rascals many times in lectures. So it's not, does it mean that Prabhupada is not humble? No. So we have to understand that what is real meaning of humble and meek. So it is, we need to follow the correct path. We have to say things as they are. That is the thing. And if we sugarcoated it, or we then becomes cheating. No? So that's my realization is on these points, Prabhuji. And thank you very much again for organizing these classes, giving us chance. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. A wonderful realization. And take care. Hunker down, enjoy yourself, chant nicely, Anna Prasadam, serve Krishna, be happy. People may be miserable, we are not miserable. Don't look at other people when they are just we are miserable, nothing miserable. You're nice in the house, you've got a family also with you. You got somebody coming from India also with you.
Yes.
So have a nice party, Krishna conscious party. What's the difficult? Best. All the best, all the best.
We
Hare
have the
Krishna.
best process, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for giving
Yeah,
us and
best, all the
showing
best.
us, because as you said, that it affects the mental health of people. I can see people who doesn't have this process, doesn't have to fall upon those things, because in times of difficulties, and that's where things goes very bad. Like, but we have this process. We have Guru Maharaj's instructions. We have Guru Maharaj's calendar every day. But Guru Maharaj is speaking to us, so we can follow nicely. Thank you, Prabhuji.
You're good, all the best, all the best. Hare Krishna.
Subhadra is here as well, Prabhuji.
She wants to say?
She made actually points long ago on that path of perfection we're reading.
Okay,
And
okay.
she wants to share that.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Yes,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Subhadra जी कैसे हैं आप?
मैं ठीक हूँ प्रभु जी.
बहुत अच्छे, बहुत अच्छे. All the best. पढ़िए, पढ़िए.
Thank you for the opportunity, Prabhuji, for letting me share these points. So one of these points where there can be really powerful yogis that can have whatever they like, and sometimes create planets, but bhakti yogis are not interested in such powers because they're acting in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, they work for the satisfaction of Krishna. I understood that we shouldn't always ask for material satisfaction. But I'm here always asking for material satisfaction. I'm still working on it to become a better devotee and to do more rounds, finish all my 16 rounds, but right now I'm doing 14. So yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. All the best, all the best. What it is good. Please keep up the good work. Support your father. All the best to you. Wonderful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, brother.
Very good. Okay, is anybody left now? All completed? Just waiting for some time to make sure. Or anyone wants to say something or repeat or say again their realizations, please feel free.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Prabhupada Devidasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for organizing these realization programs. And thank you to all the wonderful devotees for your very, very nice realizations. So I was just, I'm just going to share my realization on the teachings of Lord Kapila, and so there was this question by Devahuti Mata, where she says that actually she's surrendering to Lord Kapila, that I'm very sick of the disturbances caused by my material senses. For because of this sense disturbance, my Lord, I have fallen into the abyss of ignorance. And I resonate with this statement a lot, because although I'm following Krishna consciousness for a very long time, but still mind sometimes disturbs the just because of maybe the physical inability or some other circumstances. So as we say that 24/7 we should remember Krishna, never forget him. But it happens that sometimes that problems overtake the name of Krishna. So I was just thinking how to just overcome this problem. And then in one of the chapters, there is that association with the Supreme Lord through hearing. So the best way I discovered is hearing about Krishna. Even when I'm not very attentive, I still, if Srila Prabhupada's chanting is going on or Srila Prabhupada's lecture is going on, it attracts so much that I forget everything else. Just my attention goes to the hearing of that beautiful lecture or chanting of Srila Prabhupada. That is the best way. And also I remember when we came to New Zealand and we first time visited our temple, there was this non-Indian Prabhuji who was giving lecture on Bhagavad Gita. And then when I heard it, we all heard it, and we were very surprised to see someone giving lecture so nicely. And that hearing process actually attracted us towards Krishna. Krishna's name is so powerful, and that slowly we just got attracted towards Krishna, Krishna's books, the books which Srila Prabhupada has translated very nicely, the Bhagavad Gita, the other small books as well, we started reading. And so I was just thinking, hearing is so powerful, that hearing process, because that is the first of the 9 processes of bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, what we always sing. The hearing process is so powerful that it attracts everyone. Krishna's name is so powerful. It happened when Rukmani Mata heard about Krishna's all the glories and names, and she was so much attracted that she just decided she wants to get married to Krishna, none other kings, none of the other kings. So this hearing, only even if one can perfect one of the processes of 9 from the 9 process of bhakti, even one, if it is perfected, it is as good to take one to Godhead as other 9 processes of them. That's what I have heard, and I just pray to all the devotees that they just give their mercy, so that I always remember Krishna and never forget him, as we sing all the time, because this is the most common problem. Sorry, not common. This is, for me, it's the most hardest thing to remember Krishna all the time, because that is the problem of my life. So yeah, that is my realization for for this week. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol Mother, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for wonderful realization as usual, heartfelt. You're doing all right, Mother. You're remembering Krishna. The fact that we are not remembering Krishna, we want to remember Krishna, is also remembering Krishna. Is it not so? But yes, you keep fighting. Hare Krishna. Wonderful. All the best. Hare Krishna. Okay. Is anybody else who would like to share their realizations? Wait for 10 more seconds. Hare Krishna. No? Okay. Hare Krishna. All right. So whose turn is it now to sing Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us? Before we do that, we'd like to thank all of you for wonderful realizations. It's very nectarian. It's very, very good. We are very different, how we do, how we preach, what we do, what we speak. We're very different to normal crowd. And let us keep it this way. Let us keep it as a quest for Krishna consciousness. Not that we are a religious organization. We are a study group. And we study Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, nectar of devotion, nectar of instruction. Whatever we study, we teach. Not that we have become big pundits. We are not. We are studying. Whatever we study, we preach. Yeah. Hare Krishna. ठीक है. So Subhadra Mataji, is your turn. आपका turn है sing करने का.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Padma Prabhu has raised his hand, Prabhu. I don't know.
Oh yes, Padma Prabhu. Sorry. Please tell me.
Thanks. So I had one question about one point you said before.
Yes, please.
So, Prabhu, the point you said that Krishna consciousness is simple. So I was thinking, is it simple in understanding or simple in following? Because like understanding people are getting very different. So if the objective is clear, then we can follow it simply. So is it, were you talking about the process, or were you talking about like understanding Krishna consciousness is simple or following it is simple?
Very nice. In the spiritual world, the process and the end is the same. So naturally, the process is also very simple. Yeah. And the end result is also the same, to love Krishna. If you love him, then we don't forget him. Yeah. It is Krishna consciousness, bhakti, as Srila Prabhupada says, is very simple. Just remember Krishna. Maharishi Goswami Maharaj says the same thing. What is the difficulty? You just sit in your office, in your room. I don't know, Maharaj would say, you are living in big New Zealand, Auckland. Sit on the sofa and read Bhagavatam. What is the difficulty? Yeah, difficulty is us only. Yes, we've got maintaining your family and all these things is there, but it is very simple. Is it not so? All this chanting, reading, all this has to culminate into what? Tell me.
Into chanting more.
Yeah, remembering Krishna, chant more. We love Krishna, so our love increases. Right now we don't have love, so all this process has been done, so we are focused on Krishna. Right now we don't want to be focused on Krishna. But as we become more Krishna conscious, everything will become very simple. This is what we want to do. Right now we have to do. But it's very simple. We want to do more. Actually, once you start to love, you want to do much more. This is just nothing. 16 rounds, nothing. Serving nothing. Doing service, nothing. Serving, nothing. Why did I do more? Why didn't I do more? What was the difficulty? Yeah. So actually, it is both. The understanding is also simple. Because ultimately, to love Krishna is very simple. Do you have to go anywhere else to love Krishna? Tell me. Where is Krishna situated?
In the heart.
That's it. As Paramatma. So where do you want to go? You want to go to Himalaya to search for Krishna? Of course you can do. That age was different. Now it is very, very different age. So you don't require. Do you require a big palace to be built for you to remember Krishna? Do you require any house at all to remember Krishna? Where is it situated? In my heart. Of course, once you get married, then you're in a different situation. You have to maintain them. You have to have proper family, proper house, proper job and business. That's added bonus on our head. Correct? Then children, then their education, then this health problem, then their health issue, then are finished. अच्छा खासा प्रद्युम्न था, कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं था. अभी सब सब बाल पहले बाल बड़े थे, बाल सब निकल गए अभी सब. Automatically it'll go away. You don't have to cut the hair. Yeah. ठीक है ना? So it is very simple. Bhakti, remembering Krishna is very simple. Nobody can say, even if somebody kidnaps us and ties our hand, closes our eyes, ties our mouth, we can still remember Krishna. Cannot we? We can remember Krishna. Unless somebody drugs us and we are in a different situation, Krishna will know that we want to remember Krishna, but somebody drugged us, so we can't remember him. So Krishna says, don't worry about it. Before drugging, you remembered me? Yes. After drug is over, you remembered me? Yes. So while you were being drugged, I accept that you remembered me. Why I say this? Because Maharishi Goswami Maharaj, Guru Maharaj says this. How do you purify your sleep? So before you go to sleep, you are chanting. So when you wake up from sleeping, you are chanting. That means your sleeping also is accepted. You are chanting. This is why I'm saying this. You see? You understand this point? ठीक है? Padmana ji, is it all right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, very nice. All the best. Good question. Anyone else has any questions? Sorry, before we move on.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Hari Bol.
Prabhuji, I was thinking like yesterday, what's the difference between realization and mental concoction? Both requires thinking, right? Both
Realization and
mental concoction.
Mental concoction.
What's the difference in that?
No. It's vast difference. Vast difference. Mental concoction is something which you do not have. And you do not know how the process to achieve it. It's a mental concoction. You understand what I'm trying to say? You are doing a job right now. So if I go to do the job, I go to the office, I do this work, I get paid. So money has come. But if you think that, oh, I've got this money, I will go to a gambling place and I'll bet this money. And if I'm lucky, I'll get money back. So is this surety to get money back? So that is how this concoction thing is. Realization means you are realizing from what you studied and what you implemented in your life. That is how you are realizing what you have implemented, what you have learned. How can there be concoction? Concoction means something which is not existing, and you know that there's a chance you will not exist also. But you're concocting. One day I'll do this. There's nothing wrong. Dreaming is also one way of concoction, but dreaming positive is also a good thing. I use a lot of visualizing techniques to achieve things. But there is no concoction. You don't live in that dream. Based upon that dream, you go and borrow money. Then you're concocting, you're finished. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so realization is very grounded. Concoction is in the air. You don't even know where it starts, where it ends. You don't know. Ultimately, chances of losing is very much there. Losing of your money, losing of your thinking, everything is very much there. Yeah? Very nice. So always remember this. What is there with you is the truth. And there is Krishna. What you do not have, aim for it. But do not lose what you have today for what you want to aim. That is foolishness. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that I preserve what you have and I give what you lack. Yeah? All right? Is that okay? Is it wonderful? All the best. Hare Krishna. Anybody else wants to say anything or any questions so far? Okay, wonderful. So, Shubhra Devi Dasi, Shubhra Dasi, please sing Hare Krishna. Nicely sing. ठीक है ना? With actions, we'll follow you. 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is
we
clean,
can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you are in your prime.
And your whole life
And your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is
then
gone,
there is nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
But if your health is
then
gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character dies,
If your character dies,
the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior
Only saintly behavior
lets humanity thrive.
lets humanity thrive.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna.
We must always remember Krishna
And never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely.
So listen very closely
Make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Some things due tomorrow.
If something's due tomorrow,
Finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today.
Whatever's due today,
Do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy.
Your friends might be lazy
Or doing bad things.
or doing bad things,
But you think again.
but you think again,
Don't follow them.
don't follow them,
And you will win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given.
Whatever work we
We
given,
do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, Sri Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, He'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance with Him with a heart full of love.
When our time is up, He'll take us up above. We sing and dance with Him with a heart full of love.
To chant Krishna's name, His glories and His fame, the only way this world will ever become sin.
So chant Krishna's name, His glories and His fame is the only way this world will ever become sin.
Now please ask this greatest question.
Now please ask this greatest question
And find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna.
You can only remember Krishna
If Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah.
Jai Guruneshwara Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishnu Vadaya Krishna Vastar Bhutala Shrimati Mahavishnu Goswami Namine. Namo Vishnu Vadaya Krishna Vastar Bhutala Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurmani Prasad and Nivisheshu Dari Prasad Vistari. All Gurus are assembled devotees. All Gurus are assembled devotees. All Gurus are assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you very much, dear devotees. Krishna willing. Next week, we will be celebrating the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. We will put up our program details soon then. Yeah, for that. Hare Krishna. So on Friday, in India also it's on Friday. In Australia it's Friday too, I think. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
So please, it's important that we observe fast. Now you may fast at moonrise, but if you can't, do not worry. You have fruits. If you can't have more, have no problem. Have Ekadashi prasadam. Don't worry. If the health doesn't permit for that also, have normal prasadam. Don't worry. Okay. It's very important. We chant sincerely on the day. We have Mangala Arati, and we remember Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's his mission that we are trying to follow. Okay. All the best to you. Post-COVID things are very, very different now. Yeah. Okay. So till then, Krishna willing, we'll see you then. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you
Hare
very much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna.